across their territories.
This escalation occurred shortly after President Vladimir Putin expressed conditional support for a proposed 30-day ceasefire.
In the Gaza Strip, Hamas announced it will release an American-Israeli hostage and the bodies of 4 others only if Israel implements a ceasefire agreement. Joseph Eckerson reporting.
The proposed deal requires Israel to lift restrictions on humanitarian aid, withdraw from a strategic corridor along the Gaza-Egypt border, and agree to further prisoner exchanges.
Pakistan's military has accused India of sponsoring insurgents following a deadly train hijacking in Balochistan province that left 26 passengers dead. A massive storm system has swept across the United States, triggering numerous tornadoes and wildfires, resulting in at least 17 fatalities.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please? Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Yes, 1, 2, there you go. Messing with my stuff overnight. Never let anybody else use your studio. That's all I have to say about that. I'm probably going to get an extra bump. It's going to go bump on its own, right? And I'm going to have to shoot somebody. It went off by itself. How about that? Good morning, folks. It is Monday, March 17th, 2025, St. Patrick's Day, and the beginning of the International Podcast-thon. Podcast-thon. I should have a podcast-a-thon, something like that in there. Like telethon, whatever. So if you don't know, we are repping American Cancer Society today. Donate at cancer.org. Donate.cancer.org. Because, people dropping dead. Ass cancer, eye cancer, brain cancer, dick cancer, tit cancer, cunt cancer, and all those kind of cancers. So we want to stop that. So the way to stop that is to just throw money at it, right? That's what we're here for. Oh, and this is the only live version episode of podcast for the podcast-thon. I believe we're the only ones doing it live. Everybody else is pre-taped, so they might already be a little. Did he say cunt cancer? Cunt cancer? Yeah, he did say cunt cancer, and get used to it. He's going to say a lot of stupid things. That's what he does. St. Patrick's Day. So it's probably raining. I should say probably rain. It's raining out now here. I can hear it. And there'll be no big New York. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say there'll be no parade. There'll be morons out there getting drenched. We're getting torrential rains, and there will be people walking down the street dressed in green. But I wouldn't, and a lot of people probably won't go to watch it. They'll watch from their window. Whatever. St. Patrick, I don't think he was even Irish. You know, I've heard forever, if you grew up on the South Shore of Long Island, that St. Patrick was actually Italian. I don't believe that for a second. I haven't really looked up the whole history of it. And if you go to different sites, I think he was English, not Irish, and certainly not Italian. I think Italians just want to jab the Irish a little bit here with the immigration stuff in New York. Anyway, if you're celebrate all you want. Get drunk, just don't drive, and don't get in too many fights. Because if you're in New York, basically the old days, we just get drunk, go to Central Park, and just watch Irish guys beat the fuck out of each other. Is it too soon to say fuck? We have a writer, a New York City-based writer, scheduled for the second hour. Her name is Sarah Seltzer. You know, a little song, a little dance, a little salsa down your pants. And listen, she's not going to be down my pants. I'm just saying that's how the rhyme goes. Tonight, for a little programming note, Beyond Classified will not be airing because. But I will be doing a little paint thing. I don't know what I'm going to paint. I'm going to try black canvas again, try to get the lighting right. I got some new cameras. We're going to test that out. We'll see what happens. And in the meantime, we're just going to ramble bullshit until Sarah Seltzer gets here. And we're going to talk about her book called The Singing Sisters or something like that. Sisters who sing, the singing sisters who sing songs about singing sisters. Have you had enough of me already? Give to American Cancer Society. Donate.cancer.org. I'm going to play you. I don't have a spot for them, so I'm just going to play you a little actual commercial, and we'll reconvene after we get our ducks in a row. And when I say ducks, I mean chickens, but it's close enough, right? Ducks, chickens, it's all the same thing. How about this?
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top-quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just a retailer, we're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box, or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Click the link in the description below this video to get this party started now.
Without wearing any green, in the room with me now are Stephen, the biggest doofus in the world, big head, looking into the camera. Ortiz, Ron, the smallest doofus in the world, Kane, and GD.
The blackest doofus.
I hate fucking doofuses, Fenderson.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. All this week, we'll be raising money for the American Cancer Society. We'll do the other signs of the zodiac later this year. MindDogTV.com. Enjoy the suffering and enjoy your good brew, bro. Trust your gut again.
All right.
Speak American.
Thank you for that. You guys had a good weekend. I know Ron had a good weekend. I saw his post about two comedy shows this weekend. No, Stephen didn't have a good weekend because there's somebody in your bed and it looks like a guy.
That's a woman.
No, that's my aunt.
All right, fine. Well, tell her I'm sorry I said she looks like a guy.
She's too big to be an ant. If you said a wasp, I would have understood.
No, we got a hotel. We got a hotel, so my
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Fucking and sucking all weekend.
Well, incest is illegal.
I like omelets better than sex.
Wow, look at you.
It is. No, we got a hotel room because we're taking turns staying with my dad. So, and my grandfather is also now in the hospital. So,
same hospital?
Yeah, the racist one. He's upstairs on the 6th floor.
They should put him in the same room and save money.
No, we're trying to give him away to the state now.
Can I ask now in Indiana?
Can I adopt him?
Do you know the difference between hotel and motel?
Well, a hotel, everybody, even your wife.
So are you actually in a hotel or are you really in a motel?
We're in a country inn suites.
Yeah, you're in a motel.
A motel.
How shameful is that? So it's shameful. Shameful.
Yeah. I thought motels were mobile hotels. They were like on wheels, and you could.
Yeah. You couldn't get like a Hyatt Regency or something, a real hotel like a.
Well, they're renting it for the week, and it's expensive, and they had to fly in from Atlanta. So they had to fly in from Atlanta, get rental cars. They're driving me around to my interviews and stuff because I'm staying with my dad, and then we had to get the hotel for the week. So
fine. Be that way.
Yeah.
White trash. Fuck. I'm sorry.
Butter me with Crisco and call me a mule.
All right, mule.
You guys. So Stephen, I'm guessing the hospital isn't all dressed in green today, or they? Do they celebrate on death row? I mean, death wherever.
Gangrene. It's gangrene.
Honestly, I probably would have appreciated going in and seeing my dad hooked up to all the machines, but wearing a little green hat or something. I think that would have been really pleasant, but I don't think they did that. No.
Well, GD's Earn is celebrating. GD's
I know. I like that. Yeah.
I know what GD did on Saturday night. He gummied out and got drunk. I just have a feeling that that's what he did. I psychically intuited that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's Saturday, not St. Patrick's Day. You should have saved it for today to get drunk today.
We had company, myself, my wife, the Reverend, his wife, my friend Doug and his wife. So
all Irish? All Irish people?
No, we were just wishing that there was like one more couple. That's all.
All right. Well, I told him, I said, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you were doing that was lacking one last set of dick and balls or whatever.
Somebody say my name?
Yeah. So share your cancer stories here. Man, get people say something miserable and make people feel bad and guilt them into sending money to the Cancer Society. What about little kids with cancer? What about newborn babies with
Guys,
cancer?
If you don't donate right now, John Cena, who just became a bad guy, is going to go to all the Make-A-Wish foundations and give all the kids cancer. Donate now.
Wow.
I thought you had to have cancer to get into the Make-A-Wish Society anyway. That's why you didn't make it.
Well, actually, John Cena's his new bad guy team is called Break-A-Wish Foundation, and they're going around giving kids cancer at like parks and stuff. So
Parkinson's too,
and Parkinson's, yeah, sure.
Wow,
bastards!
He likes his kids shaken, not stirred.
All right. How much do we have a tote board? We need a tote board. Daddy's get a tote board.
Coming for you.
Matt, I wanted to say something about your overlay, I guess it is, the backdrop behind.
Yeah.
You look like a mafia mob boss or something.
That's actually what I was playing when that picture was taken. That was taken by Tony Walker. I was doing his play, and I was mafia, not a boss, a hitman for them.
That's what you look like. It's like, hey, nice cancer you got there. Be ashamed if something happened to it.
Nice cancer you got there. It'd be a shame if anything happened to it.
Yes, that's.
Is that leukemia in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Yeah. Tony hasn't asked me to be back into play for a while, so
he said you did well.
He did say I did well, and then He asked me to be back a couple of times, and I turned him down. Maybe
So
that's
apparently he had asked you. You said he haven't asked you, so he hasn't asked
no.
you.
He hasn't asked me in a while. I said,
That's because you keep turning him down.
That's what I'm thinking. That could have something to do with it. That I said no, but I got stage fright big time. And then
he won't even. I asked to be on his show, and he wouldn't invite me. I said, I just want to be the dead guy, and he goes, I can't have you on there. You be the only black guy on the show, and you're dead.
And second of all, it's not a dead guy; it's a dead woman. So it's kind of
you can change it. You could do it. It's his show. He could write whatever he wants in the script.
Matt, are you saying it's okay to have a black dead woman, but not a black dead man?
No.
Okay.
Black has nothing to do with it. I didn't say black. Did I say black? I didn't say black.
You did say black.
No, I didn't say black.
You were thinking it. Actually, you were thinking coon, but no. But we knew what you meant.
Everybody, they're singing in Italian. They're singing in Italian. Well, I would love that because I definitely want to. I want to film a Saturday Night Live type skit with a black guy doing a Brooklyn Guido skinny. I definitely want to do that. I don't know why I want to do that, but to me, that seems like the funniest shit to see. I was thinking about it last night, like get 4 guys, like a black guy, a Hispanic guy, an Asian guy, and like a white Irish guy, and all the 3 people of color in there talk like guineas and like New York wops, and then the Irish guy talks like a ghetto wannabe, whatever.
Which kind of ghetto? Because ghettos are all over the place.
Mexican ghetto.
Oh, okay.
Cartel ghetto.
Okay. I can see him pulling that off. Because that actor has range. He could do that.
So I posted a picture of me with a black lady who has her head shaved, like because she said I look
Will
like
Smith's
you.
wife.
Huh?
Will Smith's wife?
No, I don't think she's Will Smith.
Okay.
Keep Will Smith's wife. Keep Will Smith's wife mouth out of your.
Hey, look, I heard Will Smith's wife is a great guy.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I posted a picture of me and her on my Facebook page, and Michelle Laredo, who's been on this program, the bass player, plays 19-string basses. He said, "You guys look great." I think he thinks that was a guy. I'm not sure. My wife said, "No, people say guys for men and women now, but
yeah, they do." And they even say "dude" talking to a woman. It's like, "Hey, dude."
Oh yeah.
I don't even know. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm guilty of that. I've done that, but it's not like it's like a regular thing where I walk in. I'm like, I look at like whatever woman I guess I'm with at the time. I'm like, dude, like it's like it's a funny thing. It'd be like, dude, did you see this? Yeah. But it's not like I'm calling her dude all the time. That's weird.
So I don't remember her name, but I kept calling her Grace Slick because 1983.
I don't think Steven knows who Grace Slick is.
No, but it just sounded super racist.
No, Grace Slick is an actual woman, an actual person.
Oh, okay.
And I was bad. She punched me in the. She used to. I think she was in Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, wasn't she?
She was in some of the Conan movies. She was in the last movie I saw her in was Boomerang, I think, with Eddie Murphy, and I think she played like a super aggressive "I'm going to take your dick if you don't want to give it to me" type of person.
She normally plays
me in the throat once. That's my only interaction with Grace Slick is she punched me in the throat.
What?
We were backstage at one of these hair shows. Now it's kind of weird because she shaves her head. But
was she getting the other hair done?
I don't know what she was doing. Yeah, there she is.
Whoa!
Yeah, it helps if we actually show what she looks like.
Yeah. And
those are her shoulders. They're not padded. Those are her actual shoulders. They're not padded at all.
That's real.
Those are her real biceps. I can tell you that.
She was a very fit woman.
Yeah.
She looks like a mannequin.
I was kind of big and buff at the time and backstage, and she just picked me out she was showing off her martial arts.
Actually, really pretty eyes, though.
And I don't think she meant to punch me in the throat. I think she meant to kind of pull her punch, but whatever, it didn't work, and she hit me right in the throat. And
Is the cigarette photoshopped?
I don't think so.
I doubt it. Why would they? Why?
Well, she's got like sexy lips, but then you got that cigarette. It doesn't look like it's in her mouth. It's just like
She's got no sexy lips. There's nothing sexy about her. She will kick your ass. She will beat the fuck out of you and call you fucking stupid.
Here's the thing. That's hot. So
here we go.
Oh, see, she's way less scary looking there.
Oh no, she's scary looking everywhere. Everywhere, she's scary looking. I would fight Schwarzenegger before I would fight her.
Well, yeah, she's probably quick.
Yeah. Now she's probably 100 years old now, right?
And you would still fight Schwarzenegger first?
Now I got a.
She's 76.
76. That's not bad. It's almost my age.
Almost your age.
So Howard Stern. I don't know if you
speaking of bald black women, Howard Stern.
No, I'm talking about old women who this is the old woman thing kind of connection here. Back when Stern started on AM radio in the 1980s, he had a episode called Lesbian Dial-A-Date, and the very first lesbian dial-a-date person might be on the show. She claims she still has a magnificent rack. Now she's the first person who ever took her top off on his radio show, and apparently she had a great rack. But she says she still has a great rack. That's impossible, right? Because we're talking 1982, like 1983, something like that. 83.
It may be surgically enhanced.
But still, gravity.
I've known some. Here's the thing. When she had a great rack. Was it a big rack?
It doesn't matter. Like the only person who could still have a great rack at this point, she'd have to be extremely flat-chested.
I've seen several videos of older women who are like A to like B cup, who gravity didn't destroy. Yeah. Beautiful.
The question would be: is what hangs down further, my balls or her tits?
Your balls 100% of the time.
Well, we don't know that.
Because I doubt you had any work done on them.
Yeah, I don't think you've had a sack tuck. I don't think you've had a gooch enhance. Yeah, a sack tuck or a gooch enhancement.
Or even like took rubber bands and wrapped it around just so you could pull up increase the tension and pull it up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Or tie wraps. Even if you don't want to use the
zip ties,
or the little plastic clips that come on a loaf of bread. Just take those.
You could also use some double-sided tape. I mean, super glue, Gorilla Glue.
Oh, Gorilla Glue works nicely.
Very nicely.
Knows a lot about ball lifts.
I have old man testicles. What can I say? I've had them since I was 10 years old.
You should give them back.
You're sitting on your testicles and flattening them out, and that's why your voice is getting high.
Yeah.
I didn't know this about me, but
I sit on my balls all the time.
Yeah, I didn't know this about me, but my voice gets high when I do the Willie thing. Yeah. So, you guys familiar with the Lilith Fair stuff? The women singers. Because our guest today has got a book. I should Singing Sisters. I should add that book.
Is she a feminist author?
What is the thing here? It's the Lilith.
Oh no.
This is her title. She came up with this title: "The Lilith Era as a Precursor to the Taylor Swift's eras."
Rise up.
Now,
Scroll
I
down.
think it's the Lilith Fair is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of celebrating Satan seducing Mary Magdalene, right?
No, Lilith is the theoretical first wife of Adam.
Not even necessarily Adam, because they didn't say who their first man was.
I guess that's true, but she was, I guess, technically like the first woman, right?
Woman. Yeah, first woman.
I thought that was
vagina.
No,
before her.
Not if you take the Bible literally, or at its word, because first God created a man and a woman from clay, and then He turns around and creates Adam and says, he's by himself, and the other couple doesn't want him. He's a third wheel, so we need to make another woman.
What chapter is that in? Because I don't remember that.
It's on page 4. It's on
page 4.
It's page 4, Ron.
All right,
So where the hell did Eve come from? I'm really confused.
I'm not sure how much it's like fact it's based off of. I don't even remember how I heard about it. I think I heard about it on History Channel.
But when Jesus found, actually even before when Jesus found Mary Magdalene, the Pharisees found she was possessed by Satan and she was calling herself Lilith.
Yeah, that's
the callback.
Yeah, it's a callback.
Yeah, because Lilith was the first was the first woman, and she was,
they say obstinate.
Yeah.
If I'm not vaping, I'm raping.
Yeah, right.
Not true.
In those days, they didn't have vapes in those days, did they? In the days, I think page 5 is when they first got the vapes.
Yeah, because God rested after page 6. So he rested on page 7. That's when they started vaping.
So Eve is just like she's just like a crasher. Eve crashed
Eve was just a slightly less dumb bitch.
See, I did not disparage Eve. That was Steve.
I'm asking questions. I'm not casting aspersions. I'm asking questions. Where did she come from? She just walked like.
No, I just told you they in the big first according to Genesis, I think chapter 6. No, chapter 1. I think it's Genesis 1:6. Maybe I can't remember now. But God made a man and woman out of mud. Okay. And then a little bit later on, he made Adam out of clay. Adam clay, as a matter of fact. And then apparently Adam was alone or trying to booger the animals. Don't know, but God says, man shouldn't be alone because they won't wash, they won't clean. If they just sit around by themselves, if they're alone, they just watch TV. So we need to give him a helpmate. And they took a rib and made Eve. So Eve was like, Adam was the third humanoid created, and Eve was the fourth.
So you're saying Adam was a sheep fucker?
I'm just saying I don't know. I was not there, and I don't
know. Complicated now. It changed everything. You just changed everything.
Finish inside me.
And so when people realized when the Jewish people realized what they had put in their Torah, not the Torah, in their the Torah, the first 5 books, because the Talmud is in the Torah, they needed an explanation. So their scholars got together and they created Lilith. And they created a backstory for Lilith, because other than that, Lilith only had like one line,
We need to hear from a theology student. If there's a theology student out there, please chime in. And what the hell happened to our chat room? You guys killed our chat room.
You brought the gay guy on.
No. Today we actually had more people on there at least according to that number up there. And then Matt said, cunt. Maybe I shouldn't say cunt. And right after that, it dropped down to one person.
I thought they liked that word. They love that word.
Well,
it's part of the St. Patrick's Day. What the fuck?
Sorry. It's St. Patrick's Day. Cut me some slack here. I'm Irish.
What are you going to say tomorrow? Tomorrow's like, it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. I still got some ale in me.
So Irish. I'm allowed to do that.
You guys think apparently you imagine you know a lot about the Bible or whatever, and Lilith. What do you know about St. Patrick?
Truth is, I'm right about all of it, and you know it.
I'm right about all of it.
He liked to play with snakes.
See, I don't think it was real snakes, though. I think the snakes were
pagans.
You think the snakes were penises?
No, the snakes I believe were the pagans, and it was the Celtic druids that he pushed out, and he refers to them as snakes. But I think that's what it was. It was the whitewash and colonization or not colonization, but what's the word? Proselytizing and wiping clean of all of it.
The mix.
Yeah.
He chased all the mix out of Ireland, so all was left were Italian guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had good food for a week.
Wow.
Bangers and mash. They have bangers and mash.
Out of all the ethnic groups, if you take the food, Irish people are the worst.
Okay, whoa.
Yeah, you're
Hold
definitely
on.
not picking Irish food. It's way down there on the bottom.
Irish food's low, but it's not as low as like England, like English food.
Really?
That's about the same.
Yeah, I was about to say it's pretty
It's
close to the same.
close. It's close. I mean, don't get me wrong. I might be Irish, but I prefer like Asian food and Mexican food myself. But
Well, who wouldn't compare
but
to
I do enjoy bangers and mash though, and I do enjoy haggis.
Have you had haggis?
I've also had Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, but Rocky Mountain oysters isn't considered a Irish
No,
delicacy. You just
but
ate
just
bulls
so you know,
balls.
I'll eat
You just
anything
ate
twice.
bulls balls. You just ate bulls balls on your own.
Yeah, I did.
Blacktail
Okay.
says you basically celebrate genocide on this day.
Yeah.
He said haggis. I don't even know what haggis is. I know Merle haggis. No, what is haggis?
It's a sheep stomach stuffed with all the fixins.
Who thought that up? What stupid?
Somebody that was probably fucking a sheep and then was like, "Now I'm hungry."
Trying to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
That's all shit. What are we gonna do with the stomach?
I just fucked this sheep. Now I'm gonna feed it to my family.
Is Dahmer an Irish name? I think it is, right?
No, it's not. He wasn't Mick Dahmer. That's McDonald's you're thinking of.
No, I think Dahmer is an Irish name, and that's typical of Irish food, where you eat gay guys.
All right.
That's probably why
he.
It's like he was trying to get back that comfort food he had as a child, and he found that comfort food in gay men.
Well, let me just tell you about cabbage. Cabbage smells like shit.
Okay. Stuffed cabbage is fucking amazing, though.
Stuffed cabbage is
there's cabbage farms in the neighborhood. Like,
is it the shit? Is it the cabbage, or is it the shit they're using to make the cabbage grow?
You know what? That's a good question. I wouldn't. You just
probably the latter.
That neighborhood so fast.
Yeah, because if I were to judge the fruit in my neighborhood by where it smells, I would say apples smell like shit, and shit, because right now this is the time of year that they're spraying, and I hate that, but they have the spray fertilizer. You know, it's like a fine mist, and it doesn't just go down to the soil. It spreads, it gets in the air, and it just travels and travels. It makes all of Westminster smell like Utz, Hanover, around Utz season, peak Utz season.
Yeah, I don't know. I would never. I just want to get out of there so fast. I don't have time to ask questions about what smells like shit. Is it the cabbage or the fertilizer or whatever it is? I'm out of here because the smell of shit is overwhelming.
I was working on a telephone pole once. I was on a military base, and I was on this. This was a complicated repair job, so I was going to be there for about half an hour to an hour. And while I was there, a septic truck pulled up and starts to clean out the sewage, the septic tank right across the road from me.
I'm getting sick already.
And I was stuck there on a telephone pole because I had the equipment apart. I had to put it back together, and I couldn't just leave it there because I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that's terrible. I would have left. I would have quit.
And the thing is, the guy doing it was like unfazed. It's like, how much shit do you have to smell before you don't smell the shit anymore?
Just become nose blind to it.
That's got to be a very high-paying job or low IQ people who were doing it. I don't know.
People with deviated septums are the only ones that can do the job. You can't smell anything.
I have a deviated septum, and I can smell shit.
Yeah, but just think of how much worse it would smell if you actually had a working nose.
I think my nose is the only part of my body that actually works. So yeah. Now, green beer. It's just food coloring in beer, but where did it come? Where did that tradition start? I mean,
old beer gone bad.
Probably
mold, fungus.
The origins of that, we don't know. I mean, who thought of that? It doesn't make
Hold
sense.
on, let me throw it in my Google machine.
Yeah, grok it. Grok this, grok that.
Oh, you want me to grok it? I'll grok it.
No, isn't grok the thing that oh no. What's his
grok
face?
is an AI.
Yeah, I'm saying, but I'm trying to think. What's his face? Elon Musk has his own AI,
right?
And he was trying to he was talking bad about Grok, I think.
He created Grok.
Oh, it's the Grok. Okay, so it is the Grok. Yeah. So apparently he had asked it a question, and it came back so fucking. It sounded like Elon Musk wrote it.
Grok, if Elon Musk actually created Grok, he didn't. Some big balls fucking kid did, and he took credit for it. Right.
So it's so green beer is credited to.
I gotta go.
Taylor Swift.
Hey, everybody! It's
continue on with that.
Okay. So anyway, green beer is credited to one Dr. Thomas Curtin, an Irish-American physician who supposedly first dyed beer green in 1914 at a St. Patrick's Day event in New York City. He used a substance called Wash Blue, an iron-based laundry additive to achieve the color.
Well, it was a different time then.
But then, however, the concept of color beer predates Curtin. There are mentions of green beer in the early 20th century, possibly linked to food coloring experiments. So,
kids look like retards.
Hey, guys, give me a second. The hospital's calling me for my dad. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
My house was on fire.
You realize that when Matt left, he got on the phone and pretended to be a doctor, and he called you. Matt set him up. Matt goes, okay, now call Steve and pretend you're the doctor and tell him his father is going to live, but you're going to have to squeeze his ass 3 times a day.
Hey, did you check out Hilarious this weekend? Because Bill Burr's special dropped.
No, but
it was probably one of his best specials that he's done.
Yeah, people were raving about it. I don't have Hilarious. I'm unhularied.
I gotcha.
How do you keep up with? Do you have is there some kind of thing where you can get all a discount on all these streaming services if you bundle them all together or something?
Well, half of them are bundled together because there's so many. There's like Hulu and Disney and ESPN, and I think there's one other one.
I have to buy them individually. I can't see any place where I could just pay I don't know, a reasonable amount and get a bunch of them.
Like with Hulu, the package we have, it's like Hulu comes with Disney Plus and it's all wrapped up. So it's like two of them together. And Hulu and Disney Plus are pretty big because my wife likes all that nature shit and stuff that's on Disney Plus. So
nature shit.
I don't think I watch enough of
television. You mean like werewolf porn? You mean like werewolf porn, that kind of nature shit?
Yeah. All I watch on streaming stuff is Bob Ross and other kind of. Sometimes I'll watch a documentary here and there, but I don't watch enough to invest in all this stuff. Because when I do go on Netflix, I spend an hour looking for something to watch, and then when I start it, 3 minutes in, I'm like, this sucks. And then I'm out. So most of my time is looking.
Yeah, my wife and I generally, if we're going to watch something on Netflix, we'll start looking. Like if we're going to watch a Netflix movie on Saturday, we'll start looking on Tuesday and see what we want to see on Saturday.
But the Bill Burr special is fantastic. So if you like comedy, people check it out. It's one of the best hours in a while. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Now coming from Ron. Because usually Ronnie gives things like it's not bad. But for him to say it's great, it must really be not bad.
This is true. A lot of his critiques start with not bad is a rave.
And also, I watched that new movie on Netflix, that Electric State movie, the one that they spent $300 million for.
I'm not familiar. Electric State.
Yeah, the movie's called Electric State. It's got Chris Pratt in it and Millie Bobby Brown. And that movie was not bad either.
Not bad. That's a rave.
Yeah, that's about. I would give it a 7.
Wow. Now I think, and I don't see all the reviews, but it seems like Burr was kind of dissing a few people again. Did he diss Rogan in this thing or not?
Not directly. He was just talking about people in general, but he went after people. And
talking about short midget multi-millionaire podcasters in general.
Nah, he didn't bring it up like that, but there was a lot of great stuff in that.
I hate to just buy a service just to watch one special. They should make it so you can just buy the special on its own. I would do that.
Yeah, like he's talking about like how he's like had a change in his life because he's in those drop dead years, which is the basis of the special, and yeah, it's just fantastic.
I love Bill Burr. No,
yeah, this version of Bill Burr is fantastic, and it almost seems like the fucking guy took another step.
Now, do you think the Bill Burr on Facebook is really Bill Burr? And
no,
I would say no. I would say no immediately. But then I see friends of his who I know are high profile comedians, who I know are the real people, are friends of his. Like they got sucked in by this fake profile. All of them.
It's possible, man. When it comes to Facebook is so unliked by the celebrity populace that the odds of, I think, truthfully interacting with a lot of these people on Facebook is real low. Like that Paul Giamatti one, that was convincing until he started asking me for money.
The Paul Giamatti profile asked you for money?
Yeah.
Wow.
It started out with because I asked you. You said he was real, so we were talking, and then we got to the point. And he's like, "Well," at first he was like, "Well, there's a $50 fee if you want to submit your script." And I was like, "Okay." And then he's like, "But then once it's accepted, it could be up to $1,500, but we could probably get a head start if you do half of that now." And I'm like, "Are you fucking high?" Like, yeah, okay, so you're a fucking fraud. Yeah. Bye.
So I was completely ready to immediately dismiss the Bill Burr thing, and I don't want to mention names, but there are people I know are the real deal who are on Facebook, and GD knows a couple of these people too.
It's definitely possible, but I would just be careful.
I'm not gonna, because I got a friend request from him, which is like weird, right? But he's over the limit anyway. I couldn't even accept if I wanted to. But then I looked at the friends list, and I know.
Wait, hold on. He sent you a friend request?
Yes.
And then when you accepted it, it said that he had too many friends?
No, yeah. I went and looked at his profile, like who is
this? That's not how it would work though.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, if you max out your friend's number, you can't send friend requests and nobody can send you any.
That's not true. I know that's not true.
I've had several people
thousands
friend requests.
People will friend request me. Oh, they're over the limit. You can't.
Yeah, I've had several
weird.
people.
I hate Facebook.
And I go to accept it. It's like they've got they're over their
anyway,
limit.
So he's at 5,010 whatever friends, and I would say I know. They're all comedians, but I know personally, I know 20 of them, and I know they're the real deal. I know they're real Facebook. I'm not going to mention their names because they might get embarrassed by the fact that they fell for this fake Bill Burr. Because I was like, Bill Burr doesn't seem like a guy who would have any talents. I haven't even seen him on Twitter, and I know that was really him on Twitter when he was on there because all he was talking about was Boston sports, So yeah, there's a lot of these fake people, but other fake people on their list kind of validates them, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does definitely lend some credence to it. So, I mean, it's possible. And I didn't know that you could go beyond that 5,000 mark a little bit. So, I mean, if he's maxed out, it's possible too. But
it's not that. That's just it. I don't think it went over because, well, at least there's 4 or 5 people that sent me friend requests, and I tried to, because they were, relatively known. I go to respond back and it says they've exceeded their limit. So I don't know if these friend requests were sent out when they had 4,998. Yeah, they sent out a bunch of people, and she responded. I don't know.
Because I know there's no cap on followers, but friends specifically. I thought once you hit 5,000, there's no incoming or outgoing. So.
And then most of them don't even have fan pages. Most of these comedians, they don't have they don't get page followers.
Yeah,
fan pages.
I had the weirdest thing yesterday on TikTok. 2 of the people that started following me yesterday on TikTok, before I follow back, I do a little research, and both of them had like thousands and thousands and thousands of videos and 0 likes. I'm like, how do you have that? How is that even possible? You know, you can't have like a video with like 17,000 views and 0 likes. That's not even possible, is it?
Oh yeah, no, that's a bot. That's definitely
Those
indicating
are
a bot.
yeah.
Bot activity.
Yeah, because if especially like Twitch and all that, if there's a lopsided number of a certain metric, then they will 100% just ban your channel for botting. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can buy, like when those people jump in the thing and they say you can buy viewers. Sure, you could buy 100,000 viewers for $10, but here's the thing: if you don't get any likes, if you don't get any you don't get any comments, they're gonna look at that and go, "Yeah, you're fucking bullshit."
Yeah, YouTube, that will actually hurt your real numbers. YouTube would frown upon that because they know.
They watch hours and all that too, though. So it could be 1,000 bots that come in for 5 seconds each, but it's not going to do anything for you either.
Another thing. Our watch hours since the gay guy, Kobe Fox, our watch hours have dropped by about 60% since that show.
Wow.
He killed the show. No more gay porn stars. I thought for whatever reason that would be a subject that people would be interested in, even if because you know, to Ron's point, I think a lot of the bi-curious guys or just curious people.
That just goes to show you that 60% of people just really get grossed out when they think of two hairy dudes fucking.
I don't think it's that, because that guy wasn't even really that graphic or whatever.
No, he wasn't. He was very calm and PG, I think, for what he does and what he was talking about.
And maybe that's why they're disappointed. They expected this guy to come on there and like, oh, he's gonna pull out his cock and show it to us.
I would think it was just more the title of, you know, whatever it was, gay. I didn't put gay. I put male adult star, but I think they just assume that he's gay.
Well, if they ran away from the chat room because of that, that means you're gay, guys. Just accept
not just the chat room, from
watching
viewership too. Yeah, everything was down since then. That's the lobster stick in the water.
Yeah, that's just super
Could it be
weird.
Political also? Like too much political shit too?
Could be.
It could be. But I feel like while we've talked about politics, I do feel like it's definitely calmed down a little bit. Like I don't feel like we're necessarily as hammering on it like we were, immediately following the election.
But people in general are so sick of politics.
It could be, yeah.
How are our scientists standings going? Are we picking up more science people?
Okay, can you put out a poll?
I should go
to make up for that 60% loss, and we can start focusing on more sciencey stuff and really.
Matt, I think you should put out a poll. Right? Put out a poll that says, "What do you hate more, gay porn stars or politics?"
And they would say gay politicians who work as porn stars.
That's the Joe Jackson line, right? If you want to know about the gay politicians,
Sunday papers,
Sunday papers. Thanks for. I got to do a Joe Jackson reel now, don't I?
You have. Well, you don't have to, but it'll probably help. But make sure you got the right Joe Jackson, because you could start off. We know how AI is. You'll start off with the No,
I'm not starting with the Michael Jackson's father. I'm going to start with shoeless Joe Jackson, evolve him into Michael Jackson's father, and then he becomes the pop star, the 80s pop star. Freeway, stepping out.
Yeah, that's a song I was actually thinking of in my head. That was.
I know. I heard it. Yeah, you got to close your head.
Even though my favorite one of his is probably "Is She Really Going Out with Him?" That's probably still my favorite of his.
Yeah. Always Something Breaking Us in Two is another.
Yeah, that's the good one. Yeah,
good one. He had some good songs.
Yeah, he was a good songwriter.
Yeah. What happened? Why did he just die?
I think he just got old. I honestly think that people. It's kind of like Howard Jones. I think people just like his audience didn't expand his audience, and they didn't expand the audience, and so they. Petered
it seemed
out.
like the boomer generation had more longevity in their in their
Boomer
music
corner.
careers. Like the Beatles and Stones and the Who, those people lasted. But then the people who came along in the 80s, the Motels, Howard Jones, Joe Jackson, these people had very short-lived.
I think the difference is like the Beatles era when they started, they were doing things like acid and stuff like that, mushrooms, psychedelics. In the 80s, they weren't doing as many psychedelics. They were doing like cocaine. They were doing like hard shit that just rips your body apart. And
dude.
So a lot of the 80s and 90s artists wound up in rehab, as opposed to like the 60s and 70s. They just wound up, in cults.
On that, I came across an elephant, but I wiped it off. I came across an article, Elton John, 1999, where he's talking about pot and how it's addictive and it leads to other drugs and it makes people heroin addicts. And then recently he came out and said that legalizing marijuana was the worst thing the United States could ever have done. And I was like, this is, you know what?
No.
Who are you going to trust, me or a guy who fucking sucks balls? That's what I want to know. You're going to trust the guy who sucks balls. I know you are. But I say legalizing marijuana was the best thing. The only good thing we've ever done.
They haven't done it yet. It's still not legalized. It's still a schedule. It's still a Schedule 1 drug. They need to fix that.
So, like, has anybody ever gone to federal prison over marijuana?
Sure. That's why Obama had to pardon them and release them, and so did Biden.
That's so weird.
And I think Trump did too in his first term.
Federal prison over marijuana. So, like, you get pulled over by FBI for smoking a joint, and that's so weird.
Yeah, I can remember like years ago when like this was becoming a thing, even before it was so legal in so many states. There was a guy who was doing like a long federal sentence because he had like some joints with him or some shit. It was ridiculous.
Wow. Now, a lot of times the pressure is because it's not like the person who had the marijuana is doing the worst crime, but they won't flip on the person who's doing the worst crime.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like, okay, you're not going to flip. Well, they said, you're going to throw me in jail for pot? Yes, we will, because we want your brother. It's like, I'm not ratting on my brother. This pot charge will never stick. Oh shit, it stuck.
Yeah, I was speaking of these music reels I do. Negativity doesn't seem to, negativity works on social media, but for these reels, like if I put the worst one-hit wonders of all times, does nothing. And I'm just thinking, who's the most overrated? Like, you just don't understand their success at all.
Vanilla Ice.
I think the way that will work is if you say who's the most overrated, and then you put in a bunch of really, really good artists. So let's say you say who's the most overrated, and then and then you just put, let's say I'm just throwing these names out. Let's say you put in Queen, Yes, Gentle Giant, just like that. The bands that are actually at the top of their game.
Put the Beatles and Stones in there and cause a fucking riot, but there are lots of people who hate the Beatles and Stones,
right?
But
I'm not a fan of either.
So they would default to the Who. They would default.
I don't like the Who either.
A default band.
But the point is that would cause a lot of anger with the people who are maniacal, lifelong fans.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in over it. I'm thinking like Ted Nugent is the most overrated guitar. He's the shittiest fucking guitar player who thinks he's fucking great.
Yeah,
he's not a great guitar player, but there were a lot of other guitar players who got a lot of acclaim, and that I thought to myself, you got to be kidding me.
That's what I'm looking for.
Peter Frampton.
Oh,
Peter Frampton. It was like, come on, yeah, okay. Only thing he did was, like I said, it was a pentatonic scale, and maybe he might accidentally hit the blues.
No. He's running modal scales. He's doing a lot of jazz stuff on top of rock stuff. That's what he's known for. He's not a pentatonic guy. Nah.
For his album, the one that has the one that made him put him on the charts. That do you feel like I do?
Frampton Comes Alive.
Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's something is I can't remember. I don't think I can't
Hey,
remember
Ron.
anyone that wasn't basic.
So, how does it feel to know that we were alive 20 years after all this shit was a thing?
Ron was alive during the Frampton Comes Alive.
I know he was, but I don't want to feel left out as the only young guy.
Well,
so
if you're not watching and you're just listening on the radio, you missed just the magical thing where Ron's cup went up to his mouth without
it disappeared
attached to it. It was astonishing to see.
It was cool.
Give me some other overrated fucking people. Some people, because I want to put.
Frampton Comes Alive was recorded between June and November of 1975.
Yeah, and at the one of the things was the Long Island Arena, which was then called the Comac Arena, and everybody I knew went to that show. It was only $5.50 for the general admission tickets, and I couldn't go. I couldn't afford it. I had like $4.50. I couldn't get a ticket.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I think of Frampton being overrated because I was a beginning guitarist, and he didn't do anything that I couldn't do from the stuff that I'd heard. I think it was like George Benson. Like George Benson would like make my fingers fall off before I could rip off his riffs. I mean, my fingers just like, fuck. How does he do that? Back when in his prime, back when he was before this Masquerade, back when he was like straight up jazz guitarist. No.
I think Kid Rock's overrated.
The Boom Corner, the only corner that you can get stuck in.
No, wrong one, GD. Wrong one.
Yeah.
I think John Mayer. Now I know John Mayer is a good guitar player, but I think he thinks he's the best guitar player who ever lived.
Neil Young.
Oh, Neil Young is see, overrated means that most people would rate him high. I think most people would rate Neil Young pretty low. He thinks he's a good guitar player.
What about Elvis? Was Elvis a really good guitar player?
No.
And Keith Richards. I don't think Keith Richards is a very good guitar player. I think he's good for the Stones.
I've heard a couple people reference Elvis as a decent guitar player before, and I was like, I don't even think I've ever actually heard him play.
No. Willie Nelson thinks he's a good lead guitar player.
Is he not?
No.
Because they did a whole King of the Hill episode about how good of a guitar player he is.
He's a good guitar player, not a good lead guitar player.
I see what you're saying.
He's got good chord structure. He knows music theory very well.
You know how his chord is structured? Whoa, man. Whoa. You know, I knew Willie Nelson was an otter.
I think John Mayer is overrated by a lot of people because I think he's one of these guys. It's like the Trump thing where you say if you repeat a lie enough, people will believe it. John Mayer has said how great he is enough that people start to believe. Oh, he's great. He's okay.
Well, you know what he's great at? Acquiring pussy.
I know
that is true.
Tell me, give me a list besides. It doesn't include Taylor Swift of women he's banged that I would be impressed by.
I don't know, but have you seen the most updated picture of Ted Nugent?
No. Ah, there he is. Hey, Ted Nugent on the program this morning, folks.
You all are retards.
How about overrated singers?
Oh boy,
Celine Dion. I know she can hit high notes and all that, or when before she got sick.
I think Beyonce is an overrated singer.
Yeah, maybe
because I feel like everything I've ever heard her in, she sounds the same. She's always doing the same. I've never heard her like if you compare her to like Whitney Houston, there's no comparison. Whitney Houston would actually sing, whereas Beyonce just kind of I don't know. It's very 90s feeling all the time. I don't know. I think she's overrated.
I think you're right. Yeah, I was thinking more like guy rock singers, but
guy rock singers.
No, but you can go with the chicks too. I mean, there's lots of.
Well, no, because a lot of them are good. But another one would be like Britney Spears, the queen of pop, right? She wasn't a very good singer. It was all auto tune and reverb. I don't feel like she was I feel like she could sing, but all the stuff that was popular was all bullshit radio remixed crap.
I'm thinking she was before when she made it. right after that Disney stuff, when she started becoming a pop star, auto-tune wasn't really a thing yet. Auto-tune started happening in the early 2000s, and she was like in the mid-90s, late 90s there. So I think she just predated the auto-tune overuse of auto-tune.
I think Lionel Richie's overrated too.
As a songwriter or singer?
Singer.
Yeah, and definitely as a dancer. He can't dance.
I think as a singer, he's overrated.
They keep making him walk in all of his videos like he can dance.
Yes, I can dance. I can dance. Leo Sayers are overrated dancer.
Yeah, Leo Sayers.
Also, Garth Brooks, I think, is overrated.
In what way? Singer, songwriter, performer. Because I think Garth's success is based on his performance, not.
Yes, but I think his voice. I think he's overrated as a singer for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's very twangy. He's very he wails. Like when he sings, and it's so. Yeah.
So I know.
Look,
so
you got two Ron Kanes.
Wow.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
And one is live and the other one's Memorex.
That's so fucking weird.
That's really weird. I had to end the task on my browser and restart my browser. So I don't know.
Just in time for the news. How about that?
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, wrong one.
This is a good time to remind people this is the first show, not really the first show, is it? The podcast on. I think there've been some episodes that have been launched already, but this is the only live.
I misread what you had written. I thought it was a podcast-a-thong. So I'm wearing my podcasting thong.
Hey, real quick before we get to the news, I also wanted to let everyone know that tonight's Beyond Classified is going to be rescheduled. A lot of this will be done this week, so I just going to be spending time with family as we prepare to lose my dad. So that's going to be the next couple days. But
who was the scheduled guest for tonight? It was.
I actually was just drafting the email this morning, and then I got sidetracked.
Melvin from Uranus.
What?
Melvin from Uranus.
It was Big Balls from Doge. It was Big Balls.
It was John Myler.
Don't know him.
Oh, he's an overrated singer.
But I was drafting the email, so I will email him after the show and let him know. So
he was in Ted Nugent's band, right? Played bass.
Maybe.
Yeah. He also plays skin flute for Kid Rock.
Right. You know who's not overrated?
Daily High Club.
Alan Edwards.
Pakistan's military has accused India of sponsoring insurgents following a deadly train hijacking in Balochistan province that left 26 passengers dead. Jim Kender with the latest.
The unprecedented attack by the Baloch Liberation Army involved the ambush and hijacking of a train carrying approximately 400 passengers, leading to a prolonged standoff with security forces. India has denied these allegations, and the incident has drawn international condemnation, highlighting ongoing regional tensions.
In the Gaza Strip, Hamas announced it will release an American-Israeli hostage and the bodies of 4 others only if Israel implements a ceasefire agreement. Joseph Eckerson reporting.
The proposed deal requires Israel to lift restrictions on humanitarian aid, withdraw from a strategic corridor along the Gaza-Egypt border, and agree to further prisoner exchanges. This development follows Israeli airstrikes in Gaza that resulted in 9 fatalities, including 3 journalists, raising concerns about the fragility of the current ceasefire.
Over the weekend, Russia and Ukraine engaged in extensive aerial attacks, with both nations deploying over 100 drones across their territories.
This escalation occurred shortly after President Vladimir Putin expressed conditional support for a proposed 30-day ceasefire during discussions with U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff. While Ukraine has endorsed the truce proposal, skepticism remains regarding Russia's commitment to the agreement. Benjamin Wright reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
I like the old music better.
The Voice of America, VOA, has terminated contracts with major wire services, including the Associated Press, Reuters, and Agence France Presse. Jessica Oakley reports.
Carrie Lake, appointed by President Trump to manage VOA, stated that this move aims to save $53 million, asserting that with a nearly $1 billion budget, VOA should produce news internally. This decision reflects the administration's efforts to assert greater control over the government-funded news organization.
The U.S. government is preparing to deport approximately 300 alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua to El Salvador.
This arrangement involves the U.S. paying El Salvador $6 million to imprison these individuals for 1 year, marking a notable instance of the Central American country accepting migrants from the United States. Kyle Norris reporting.
A massive storm system has swept across the United States, triggering numerous tornadoes and wildfires, resulting in at least 17 fatalities.
Missouri was particularly affected, with tornadoes causing significant destruction and loss of life. States of emergency have been declared in Arkansas and Georgia as the severe weather continues to move eastward, prompting widespread evacuations and power outages. Lawrence Keller reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
I hated that. It was the worst news. All right, get out. Carrie Lake is in charge of VOA. Now, I don't care much about VOA, but I don't want Carrie Lake in charge of anything. Carrie Lake shouldn't even be in charge of a lake.
Or carrying anything.
Yeah. How did I miss that appointment? God, I hate her. If there anybody I hate, I think Carrie Lake. I mean, I shouldn't hate her because we have the same filter, right? Don't I look as pretty as her?
Definitely. You know, your mustache is looking mighty black today, man. It looks good.
Well, I had to touch it up for the paint.
No, that's fine, man. Yeah, it looks good though. I was gonna say I'll tell you what though. What's fun is I can now almost go through looking at like shorts, and I can tell which one I'm looking for based on how the color of your mustache has changed.
You should look at. There were no shorts for this, but you could go look at the full episode with Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother. You know Eric Roberts, the actor.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very white mustache. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic, and I couldn't get out to get any mustache dye, and it was completely white. And it looked like I almost want to take the interview down because I look so fucking old in that. I mean, I look like Old Man Winter or something. So when I had to go before for that little runoff thing, there was somebody at the door. I knew who was at the door. It was the oil man, the oil delivery. So on Saturday night, I did this paint party, get home about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and come in, and my wife says, the house feels a little cold. And then she goes and looks at the thermostat. It's 64 degrees. Like, that's a little cold. That's fine. Then she goes down and checks the oil burner. She said, we're out of oil. How the fuck would we be out of oil? We got 250 gallons. We got to fill up a month ago. On Valentine's Day, February 14th, got 250 gallons. We went to 250 gallons in a month to heat this house.
How many people are there? I mean, I think y'all need to be in the same room and conserve heat.
Well,
get under a blanket together.
Complaint I'm getting to because it's the people. My daughter and her fiance just love to crank the heat.
Well, they need to turn the heat down and turn their own heat up and get under a blanket.
Exactly. Or put on a fucking sweater. So anyway, it's Saturday night now. We're out of oil, so we go to order oil and can't deliver till Monday. So I go out to a gas station to get diesel. Right, put diesel in the tank till the delivery comes. But it's 10:30 at night, and all these places are closed, and half of them are out of diesel. I must have gone through 6 or 7 gas stations before I could get a 5-gallon can of diesel to come back. In the meantime, my stepdaughter comes home, and my wife tells her that we're out of oil, and tells her it's a little cold in here. Now she gets this idea that it's cold in the house. It's not fucking cold. It's March out. It's not even cold outside. And every time, it's so cold in here, and she's like putting on the oven now, and and the artificial electric heaters all over the place, and now it's burning up. It's like 90 degrees in the fucking house. It's like you gotta. Don't tell her. Just don't tell her, and she won't think it's cold. Once you put that idea in her fucking head. So yeah, that's what that noise was. That was the oil delivery guy coming first thing in the morning. So.
This is what they call first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Whoa. What time do they pick up their trash? I'm just curious because we have recycle and trash pickup, and it's on the same day, but it's two different trucks. And our recycle gets picked up like at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Sometimes they come at 4 a.m. Sometimes they don't come till 4 p.m. Depends.
Ours is like a regular route. I guess it's like between 4 and 5 usually. Unless there are holidays where people are throwing out extra trash and they're filling up the truck and they have to go back to empty and come back again.
I think it's a regular route here. It's the workers aren't regular. Like the driver is the regular guy, but then the people on the back of the truck are different every time. It's like they quit pretty quickly, I think.
And they fall off and you have to go get them. It's like, damn, you have to hold on.
They probably go to work for that cesspool guy, right?
Could be.
Yeah.
Make sure you clean under your nails.
Here's and this is going to reveal my my innate racism. Anybody who grew up around racism and have the experience that I had on Saturday.
Keep talking and make it sexy.
I try to make it sexy. I don't know how you can make it sexy, but they should have the experience that I had on Saturday night, because Saturday night I had a paint party in a town called Wine Dance. Now, Wine Dance is
wine.
Black neighborhood on Long Island. It's the blackest neighborhood on Long Island, but it's also if you drive through the town, it's a trouble town. It's by the railroad station and the barber shop and bars and all this stuff. It's where you go to get crack. It's where you go on Long Island. If you were going to score some crack and a hooker, that's where you would go. And if you wanted to,
don't you mean crack and a black hooker? I mean, because if you wanted a white hooker, is that what you go to?
No, you get white hookers up there too.
Why do we have to color the
brown
hookers? Just let them be hookers.
You get rainbow hookers up there. You can get them in any. They really have purple hookers. But
now is that because of the food dye? Somebody used like some kind of iron-based detergent.
Wash blue.
It's the Flint, Michigan water that we have that we ship to Wine Dance. Anyway,
we don't talk about that here anymore.
If I can borrow some terms from the Republican Party, you have the good ones and the bad ones.
Oh.
And the general consensus among bigotry and prejudice is that Wine Dance is where all the bad black people are.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you got to spit on your hand first is the Republican motto.
Oh, well, that's good.
No, you just got to spit on it in general. That's just spit on it.
The good black people are in Amityville and North Babylon, but Wine Dance is where it's got a bad reputation.
When you said Wine Dance, the first time you said Wine Dance, I thought that was like the equivalent of like a paint party, like sip and dance, wine and dance.
No, it's Wyan, WYANDANCH, Wine Dance.
Oh,
my friend Damien, his day job is he delivers like plumbing supplies on like a big box truck. And he's in like these northern parts of like Harrisburg and up there in the mountains, as they like to say. And he said all the time, he gets like, "Oh, you're one of the good ones, aren't you?"
Yeah, right.
From those people.
So Wine Dance has a bad reputation as being where the bad ones are. But I have to say that the neighborhood and the people, fucking the best I want to go live there. And the house was immaculate, beautiful house. It's like, you know what? This is the fucking Cosbys. Not Bill, but the rest of the Cosbys. It was a beautiful, just pristine, almost.
Why not Bill?
Why not Bill?
Yeah.
Because they were out of roofies that day.
Oh.
Okay. He was out shopping. Ben had to run around looking for diesel. Matt was driving around looking for diesel all hours of the night. Bill was out all hours of the night looking for.
I love how Matt answered. I love how Matt answered my question like a loving grandfather would. Like when he hears his grandson ask a really stupid question, like, Why, Bill? Well, they were out of roofies that day.
Well, we were. I mean, I wouldn't be the guy bringing them. I
don't know. Maybe it's because my dad and grandpa are both dying right now, but it felt
They're
like
both dying right now.
Yeah, they're both dying.
Does anybody listen to the things we say on the show to each other? It's like we don't listen to each
Yeah,
other.
my dad and my grandpa are 4 floors apart, dying at the same time right now.
Wow,
they should be in the same room, saving money.
Yeah.
No, actually, believe it or not, they've it's caused some confusions with some things. So
that's right, because they have the same name, right?
Yeah.
So
they could get like the wrong medicine, right?
Yeah.
I was getting to not a point. There's no point here.
Now, are there black nurses there? Is the help there like overtly Haitian and stuff?
Well,
so
my grandfather's awake and conscious, and I pissed him off because his nurse is this 5'4" Hispanic girl, adorable with pigtails, big blue eyes. And I asked her for her number, and he goes, "You're gonna have to speak for her number," and then I got kicked out of his room.
He said, "Excuse me, Grandpa, are you the one that was banging the chocolate lady across the street from us?"
He's so senile right now. He barely recognizes me.
Yeah, he doesn't remember that. His
But-
dick remembers.
Show him the pictures.
The racism is very much alive, and he has 2 modes right now: racist and sexist. Because what he does is anytime he sees a woman walk by that he thinks is attractive, he starts screaming at him saying, "Hey, come touch my dick," or it's kind of funny, but also sad to watch.
So he's going to wind up with the old black guys tending his, giving him his medicine and stuff. That's what's going to happen. They're going to teach him a lesson. Doctors are very vengeful people. It's like, you will respect me because of my degree, And so, your grandfather is like that kind of racist. They're going to say, send in Bubba. And it's a big black guy. It's going to say, you're going to feel no brick.
Well, Grandpa's going to be really pissed when he finds out I'm taking that nurse to lunch later. So at the cafeteria.
So
take her to lunch in his room.
Weird about the party on Saturday night. How do I put this? There was
no tipping.
Well, there was one white guy there.
Yeah, you said we know.
Forget one white guy. He looked to be 17. The son in National Lampoon's Vacation, Chevy Chase, the guy who played Chevy Chase's son, that goofy little kid. He was on Saturday
Rusty. The one that played Rusty.
Yeah, he was on that. He looked like that, but he was dating a black woman my age. This is weird. Like, I can understand interracial marriage, or dating and all this stuff, but a woman who is my age, I'm just assuming he was not a child, but he looked like a child. He looked like a kid, like a little white, like she, and it wasn't like her son or they were kissing like lovers kiss. Wheezy, Wheezy from.
Well, considering that as a general rule of thumb, black people age better than white people, it's safe to say if you think she was your age, and she probably was like 90. She was probably 20 years older than you think.
My age.
She's probably 20 years older than you think she is. Right. And since white people don't age that well, that guy was probably 12.
So what's he doing with this little this Rusty kid? And it wasn't.
I think the woman is doing community service. I think she had a traffic ticket and she has to do community service, and that goes around the community servicing members of the community. I think
it was a weird thing for me just to see, like, well, that's what, it's just weird. It's not like it's not against the law, right? Should I check his age? Because he looked like he was 14, but I'm assuming he was at least 18. Because nobody was frowning upon it. Nobody was like, "What are you doing with that child?"
No, they're just waiting their turn. He's mine next week. If the next paint is sip, he's mine.
So I guess it's late. Maybe she's not showing up, Sarah Seltzer. Maybe she heard me. Maybe she heard the opening monologue where I said bad things, right?
I promoted her book on my Facebook page. I'm not doing it anymore because when I actually personalize these things and they talk about their books and stuff. This seems to be
This
a
book,
pattern.
this
Without the
thing
picture. I didn't put the picture in it.
Oh, Sarah Seltzer is not here.
And I was going to do this whole thing about how you can put good brew inside a seltzer and it dissolves. But
All right.
I can't do that now.
Here's the deal. It can't be time zone. She's New York City. I mean, the time zone between New York City and Long Island is pretty much.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. There's not much difference.
Maybe
it changes once you cross the bridge.
Or maybe it's raining so hard that her internet.
Maybe congestion traffic. What's it called? Congestion fees? Traffic?
I think they did away with that. I thought.
No, Trump tried to. I thought it was working. I didn't think they did away with it yet. Because they were saying it was working.
Oh.
Maybe it's being held up in court because of Trump.
Ooh.
Because he was trying to stop it.
He's got a lot of court stuff going. Now I know we already talked about how politics turns people off, but we're headed for a constitutional crisis with courts fighting the executive branch in a big way, right? Because they're already they're going to go after judges personally now.
And also Trump has, as far as I can tell, it appears though he has openly disregarded a court order. He had a plane full of undocumented immigrants, I guess. Well, I shouldn't say because all of them were undocumented. Some of them had green cards and stuff. Yeah. But the judge said, no, turn the plane around, come back. And Trump was like, what? Sorry, new phone, who this? What? Yeah. And they sent the plane.
We lost radio contact with the pilot.
And with their current FAA status, you would believe it too.
I can't imagine a judge putting out an order for a plane to turn around and come back and thinking it was actually going to happen.
I mean, they've done that before, right?
Well, maybe the plane hadn't left the ground, or maybe it was still in U.S. airspace.
I could see an air traffic controller telling a plane to turn around.
That's what I
can't
mean,
see a judge putting out an order, and with all the red tape and all, by the time it gets to where the person who's got to say, hey, turn around,
well,
that plane's already
you
landed.
really think there'd be that much red tape from a judge order to just be like, hey, take this to ATC at the airport, tell them to turn around? And I mean, if it's a dangerous fugitive, I'm sure they could even intercept it and force it to turn around.
But it was the thing. It was the military plane. They were using military planes. So I could see a judge sending it up to whatever general, and that general.
No matter
but if they're not going to listen
running
to the
around the courthouse, right? It would take first of all the people who were bringing the case were running to the courthouse. It just seemed like.
What does it matter though if they're not even going to listen to the courts?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying this is maybe
they'd have to force it.
The first test. This is like the first test now.
And that's exactly where we are headed towards a crisis where we're going to see the executive branch fighting more and more with the judicial branch, and I don't like the way that's going. I don't like the possibilities of what could.
Yeah, because the court's decisions are going against them, but now they have to enforce it.
And then you have like law enforcement and National Guard people, like whose orders do I obey? Right? Court's ordering me to do one thing, the Fed they're ordering me to do something else, and I'm like a rubber band in the middle. I just want to know what my job is.
Well, in theory, the courts are the final arbiter. So if you are, let's say, if you're military, let's say you're just for the sake of argument, you're the military pilot of that plane, and the judge says to turn around, and Trump says, no, you keep going. In theory, you have to listen to the judge because they represent the law, and you took an oath to the Constitution. And then you lose your job once you land it.
I wonder if there would be like we'll find out where that, and court martials or whatever over that kind of stuff. But even the police, like the regular police now, are going to be caught between judicial orders and executive branch orders, and like, what do I do here? It's not a good place for America to be. That's all I'm saying. I know we're fucking up.
Well, a lot of like I said, a good number of people, when it comes to choose between the two, have chosen to resign. The only problem is that Trump and them are just going down the line to find somebody who will, the next person who will do it. The next person. Okay, well, who Well, I'm trying to. It was just yesterday. No, it was Friday. I think Martin. I think his name is Martin. He just got confirmed in DOJ, and they wanted to have a bank had their assets frozen because they were basically they'd given money to Democrats and helping democratic causes, and so they wanted that bank's assets frozen and wanted to open an investigation into the bank, which would automatically freeze their assets. And the prosecuting attorney, prosecutor says, "We're not doing that. No, there's no grounds to do it." And so they resigned. They went to the next person. Next person says, "Nope, you can't do it. There's no grounds. They haven't committed a crime. You can't do it." They resigned until eventually Martin, I'm pretty sure it was Martin himself, says, "Fuck it, I'll sign the papers." He signed the papers, took it to court to get the assets frozen, and the court says, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I think that's a quote. I think the judge says, "What the fuck's wrong with you? There's no case here." And then the judge,
Long Island.
Yeah, I think so. And then the judge basically says, if my understanding correctly, the judge now wants the ABA to look into him, the American Bar Association to look into him. And now, what the Trump people are trying to do now is Bondi and Martin have two people they're two of their relatives trying to get them to take over the American Bar Association.
Wow.
Yeah, they take over the American Bar Association because the American Bar Association are people that just yank your law license if you're doing unconstitutional shit. It takes a lot for them to do it. So if they do it, they got a lot. Like Giuliani. You know, they got some serious reasons to do it. But if they take over the American Bar Association, then lawyers aren't afraid to lose their license and they can do all the crazy, stupid shit they want.
I guess we can move on here. I came across an elephant and I wiped it off. I came across a video this morning in my YouTube feed. It suggested Tucker Carlson had a breakdown on air. Did you hear anything about this?
No, but is there video?
You might watch later. But
wait, was this like where the camera zooms out on him and he's like crying in a corner while two black guys fuck his wife in front of him? Is that it?
It could be. I haven't watched it yet, but from the thumbnail,
I saw that on Disney Plus.
Would indicate that's a likely scenario.
I saw that on Disney Plus, Ron.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I thought I was watching Daredevil Born Again. It was actually Daredevil Born Again.
So
reborn. You know?
The thumbnail would indicate that is what happened, but could that be just photoshopped? I don't know. But the thing is, Tucker Carlson having a breakdown on camera. How can you tell? How can you tell a breakdown from the
pitch of his laughter? Yeah, when he's having a real breakdown, that pitch goes up a third.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I'm going to watch it after this. I'm not going to share it now because we'll probably get a copyright strike and all that stuff. But it just seems like I'm curious now. Did he have a now? Because I kind of went. I don't know. I don't call this viral. I've got like fucking thousands of people sharing a comment that I put back to Tucker Carlson was talking about Candace Owens staking her credibility on Macron from France. His wife Bridget was actually a man, and she was going to stake her credibility on the fact that the French president is actually married to a man who transitioned. And so Tucker said he originally was saying, Candace, you can't do that. You're gonna make a fool of yourself. But it turns out she's right. And I was like, well, wait a minute. How do we know she's right? So I grokked it. And Grok said,
no, not grokking. You can't trust Grok.
Well, I grokked it, and Grok said, no, that's absolutely wrong. She has a birth certificate. She was born a woman on this date. She was born female on this date, and she's been a female her whole life, and it's just a conspiracy theory. It's full of shit. So Candace Owens staked her credibility on this fact. It's kind of like the flat earthers staking their credibility on you can't go to Antarctica and then find out, well, you can't go to Antarctica. I don't know if you know this about Antarctica, but you go. So it turns out they were both wrong. So I grokked it, and Grok basically lays it out that this has been debunked numerous times. And then so everybody was sharing it like constantly, and it got to the point where it was fucking annoying, like so many fucking likes from Twitter. I've never seen this before, but people are now bringing up, well, she may in fact be a woman, but she's a predator, a sexual predator. I was like, well, that has nothing to do with the point of what I brought up with the Grok thing. I mean, she might be. I'm not defending her. I'm mocking Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson for just jumping on this and saying we were right when obviously you're wrong. But turns out she was 39 when she met. She was a 39-year-old teacher when she started dating Macron, who was 13, a student in junior high school or something, or high school, first year in high school, which is kind of fucking weird. Kind of weird, very weird.
Well, it's friends.
But it has nothing to do. She could be guilty as fucking maybe a piece of shit person, but she's a woman. She was born female. And that's the basic point of it, that Tucker and Candace Owens are like Joe Rogan. If I say it's true, it must be true. And that's all that matters. I said it was true. Like, fuck you, idiot.
I was watching a science video on, a science video on YouTube. And I'm watching it and going through the video, and I'm like, okay, some of these things they're saying just doesn't make sense. This is really stupid. And I looked down into the small caption, and it was sponsored by a Flat Earth Association. They were trying to prove the Earth was flat by the sun, using the sun and the moon, saying the sun and the moon are the same size in the sky, but the sun is supposed to be 400 times bigger and 400 times further away. So how can they be the same size? You know.
All right. Here's a big point that I don't know if you know this about flat earthers. Flat earthers hate the Flat Earth Society. They think the Flat Earth Society puts out stupid stuff to make them look bad, and they're actually a government psyop to bring down the Flat Earth movement.
Okay,
but they're all stupid. They're all stupid. Whether
well, they are. I mean, they're so full of contradiction. We hate electric cars. Now we're going to try and shill electric cars. Everyone buy electric cars. Then the Earth is flat. Well, then how do you explain space and Elon getting
space does not exist. I could tell you how they explain space. Space does not exist. There is a
firmament.
There is a firmament, and there is a dome, and what we're like in the little Christmas globes with the snowflakes, that thing, and there is, I guess, a god who is moving little flashlights to make stars on. This is what I'm serious.
We have to answer to Elon Musk, and he was right when he called them MAGA base subtards. They're fitting and exactly.
And that's why he wants to immigrate. Have intelligent white people immigrate to replace the lowbrow white people that voted for Trump.
Right. So here was the Candace Owens staking her credibility on the fact that Macron's wife is actually a man. The flat earthers stake their credibility on Antarctica being where the firmament is, and you're not allowed to go to Antarctica because you will see the firmament and then you'll know. And so all the countries of the world got together. They can't get together on anything else, but we got together on this to lie to the people about it being a globe, and we won't let them go to Antarctica. Turns out, not only can you go to Antarctica, but there were people who were willing to pay your way to bring you there, and they actually did. It was called the Final Experiment, where they showed that the sun never sets in Antarctica. How do you account for that in your flat Earth model? And they just said, well, they started coming up, well, we need a new model, but they're still not admitting, even after line in the sand here, you can't go to Antarctica. Anybody proves to me that you can actually go to Antarctica will admit that the Earth is not flat. Okay, we'll take you to Antarctica. Let's go. Took 4 of them there.
It wasn't the real Antarctica. It was Uncle Antarctica.
Yeah.
You still can't go to Antarctica.
Hardcore Earth, flat earthers were there. They took videos of the sun never setting for 4 days, and they're like, even these are the people who were in, big shots in the movement. Now the movement turned against them and said they were green screening it. It's all green screen. They're all faking it, like your own people. They just it's like arguing with the Trumper.
When I hear all these stories, and if some of these people are lucky to have spouses, I don't understand why more women don't kill men in their sleep. Honestly, it does not make sense to me.
Yeah. But it's the most frustrating. It's like no matter how many facts and you could show it right in their face and like, here's dog shit right in front of your face. That's not dog shit. That's fake shit. Yeah, eat it.
Taste it.
Yeah.
Smell.
Morning.
Smell like dog shit.
Yeah.
Taste
Good
like
morning.
dog shit. Must be dog shit. Good thing we didn't step in it.
Yeah. I'm really sorry Sarah Seltzer isn't here. You know why? Because I think she's younger than Steven. I think.
I thought you liked seltzer water.
I think she's younger than Steven, but she's kind of obsessed with boomer music, and I know that would really piss Ron off. So that's why I'm upset that she's not here.
Yeah, some boomer music is good. It's just it's like any era of music. There are some good songs, but then you get a lot of crap in between.
Yeah, not every band.
And I hate progressive rock though. I hate I hate that progressive shit from the 70s, and like anytime when you're gonna sit there and wonk on a keyboard or drums or it's like stop. Give me the song.
So you're not big on like Gentle Giant and King Crimson, 801 Live, stuff like that.
No.
I think I could get what's his name? Robert Fripp from King Crimson. I think I can get him on the program.
That'd be cool.
I used to know his sister. I mean, I probably still. I just haven't talked to her in 15 years. But his sister is a world-renowned hairdresser, and he used to do videos for her.
Now, Fripp used to do videos with his wife.
Yeah, during the pandemic. Yeah, she come out there in like a sheer top and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of paint party texts. All of a sudden, the paint party thing's coming in.
There we go.
Paint party train is rolling down the track. I don't know if I want to make this identity change as like the paint party guy. I guess it's too late, right? I should have thought about it.
It's 2025, Matt. You can identify however you want.
Your best and hardest. Give me your best and hardest.
My light is not working.
That's tasty.
That's a banger.
I'm just not sure I want to be. It's like, it's like you cross the line.
Somebody seeing that for the first time and going, "What the fuck?"
If they're hearing this program, they've been saying "what the fuck" from the beginning, from the very first notes of it's what the fuck. By the way, donate to donate.cancer.org, American Cancer Society. We're here for a good cause for the podcast-a-thon.
That should be the closing song. We should do like a 4-minute version of that, going out like this, and then we just fade to black. Just go.
Now, Matt, are you going to be doing a paint tonight?
I'm going to be doing a paint tonight. I'm going to attempt another black canvas, this time with better lights, more cameras, see if I can. Because Paint with Josh, who I think he stole that whole paint whip thing from me. He's very good.
No one's ever used that.
He did a black canvas the other night, but here's what he does. And I could do this. He did it so far way back from the camera that he's standing like 30 feet back from the camera, so none of the lights are clashing on at the camera. But you can't see any of the detail work from that area, but you can see the colors much clearer and much better. But he doesn't even have a real microphone. He's using like the computer mic, so it sounds like he's in a cardboard box down the hall with his talking. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna paint. I'm just gonna start with
speaking of far away. Have you started editing that video from Governors? No. Okay, I'm just okay.
Yeah, no, that's a pain in the ass, that whole thing. It's a pain in the ass. The way it's shot, the way the audio is only good on one of the sources. I have like 4 sources I have to mix through. It's just a fucking editing nightmare. To make it look like, because my intent, I shouldn't say it. My intent was to make it look like there were more people there than there actually were. That was.
Ron, you're muted.
Yeah, don't do that. We just want the raw. We want the raw video.
You want to raw dog it? You like?
Yeah.
You want me to take the bag off?
Yeah, because
dude.
If there's good stuff in there, faking it is not good.
Well, I don't necessarily fake it. Just
I'll put headphones in.
Put some shadow heads that look like, oh well, at least they're what the hell, like that, like the Steven look that we have right now.
A close up on the back of my shirt.
Did somebody just pull the plug on Steven? Oh, wrong plug. Yeah.
Steven's going to join his grandfather.
All right. But no matter what, it's just to sync all those things up.
No, I was putting in headphones because my aunt is here on the phone, so didn't want her to have to fight over.
Still here.
I will release the footage from that show somewhere around 2035, 2034 maybe. Oh, did I forget to say happy birthday to Eric, my stepson, who's out in Texas. Happy birthday, 39 years old today, Jack Benny. The Jack Benny birthday. Always 39.
Oh, shit. That's next month. Okay.
What? You just realized you didn't get Eric anything for his birthday? Is that what you just realized?
Oh, disrespectful.
No, my wife, our wedding anniversary is on the 20th.
Go to the blue tower.
But it's the 20th of April. And I looked at the calendar and I'm like, oh, shit.
That was Steven's person there talking to him. I don't know if that's his sister or whatever. But I thought it was your wife saying, no, you don't even remember we were married in October, not March. Whatever. I thought you were getting reamed.
If I keep squeezing it, it's going to explode.
She's on a phone. She's at work on the phone in the other room, so she's not going to stop to yell at me for that.
Well, that's a funny place to sit on the phone.
And as a matter of fact, because one of us is going to be out of town for our anniversary, we're going to celebrate our anniversary early on the 18th of April.
So you'll be in Wyandanch? Is that where you'll be?
I don't know. I have to look at the calendar. I know one of us is going to be out of town for our anniversary.
Oh.
And it's not on this calendar. So it's probably her. She's probably the one going to be out of town.
Oh, she'll be in Wyandanch? I'm just going to keep saying Wyandanch until it becomes part of the lexicon.
Yeah, it's not on my calendar, so I think she's out of town. So we're celebrating our anniversary on the 18th. So that
so let's take a bet right now. We are already one deep in the no shows for this week. How many no shows do you think we're going to get this week?
I don't think
How many more do you have scheduled?
How many guests do we have for every day? Do we have one every day or two every day?
I think I had for the rest of the week. Hold on, let me make sure here.
Yeah, no, promise tomorrow.
Two tomorrow. Now tomorrow we have Steve Grillo, who was a intern on the Howard Stern.
Right?
A very so there's 2 guests tomorrow, 2 guests Wednesday, 2 guests Thursday, and 1 guest on Friday.
So 7 guests left.
5 no shows.
I think Grillo will definitely. I would bet my left nut, not my right nut. I will bet my left nut that Grillo shows up.
I would too. I would expect that.
Okay, I say 3 no shows.
What is Steve Grillo pushing?
He's got a book out called Gorilla Parts. I don't know. Did they call him Gorilla Boy or something? He apparently on the Stern Show. He was talked about a lot. He was featured a lot on the most famous intern. I don't know. Listen to the Stern Show. I don't know. But he's got a book, Gorilla Parts, out, which is about his experience on the Stern Show. So he'll be here to push the book. It's all he wants to push his book. I don't know. I just never listen. Never had any.
Were you on the show the same time as Jackie was? Would it be good to have them back reunited?
What?
What day is he coming on?
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, never mind. Jackie is too late. We can't call Jackie now. It'd be too much trouble.
Yeah, Jackie. Jackie's not scheduled to come back on ever again. But I'm sure, like on a random Monday night, when am I on again? And then I have to scramble to find some time for him. That's the way.
I was just thinking if it was going to be Friday, if what's his face, the Gorilla Boy was going to be on Friday, since I'm not going to be here, Jackie could like fill in. I know he really can't fill in my shoes, but he could.
What are you having your operation on Friday?
No, I'm going to be en route to North Carolina. I'm leaving at like 7 in the morning.
Isn't it funny that when GD's leaving, he's like, "Oh, you might have to get someone to replace me for the day," and I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, I think you need Jackie to replace me. You have to fill in.
We have James Crackett on Friday. He's a indie music guy. Independent.
Oh,
the perfect song music.
Okay. Have him bring his music stuff, and he can play songs on.
Now, what part of North Carolina are you going to? You going
Charlotte?
Is that near Raleigh?
Charlotte is it's in the middle somewhere.
In the middle somewhere.
I don't know if it's near Raleigh or not. I didn't look.
You going to perform?
Yes and no. It's a TV thing. It's a radio thing.
Are you driving?
Yeah, I'm driving.
How long is it from Maryland? Because from here it's 12
7.5 hours.
Wow, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. That's why I'm probably just going to drive down.
I was just going to say, if it was near Raleigh, you should go knock on my brother's door and say, and put on the Reverend collar and all that. Oh, never mind. To bring the Rev with you. That's what I meant. And have the Rev knock on my.
Well, I may bring the Rev with me. I don't know if he wants to go be interviewed on air or not. I don't know. I'll bring him.
Make sure you eat at Cookout.
I'm going to bring the Reverend, but I don't know if he wants to be interviewed.
Oh, well, I was going to have him, my ex-brother, interview him. I was going to have him bring him to an AA meeting. No, he wasn't drinking yesterday morning.
No. He didn't want to dilute his substances.
What do you think's going on with Steven there? You want to take a guess on what's going on back there?
Yeah. He and his aunt are discussing how much money they're going to spend on pot.
Wow. We shouldn't spend that much. They're
going over their pot budget.
Tommy Chong has a special right now: 3.5 grams for $29, an eighth of an ounce for $29, $29.99.
But it's CBD, right? It's not THC.
That's all right.
All right, I'm gonna go back to phone calls.
Okay, have fun. Let me know.
Did she say she's going back to composting?
No, she's not going back to composting. She's going back to phone calling. We're trying to find somewhere to put my grandpa.
Really? Do you think he'd like to live with a nice black family, a nice integrated family?
And what's her phone?
Hold on. Let me take you guys off of the. Asking yourself. Hold on.
What?
Okay. Go ahead. Petey, what was your question?
Do you think your grandfather would like to live with an interracial couple?
Would you take him? Where are you?
He's in Maryland.
I'm in Maryland.
I can get him there.
Oh, hey, did you see the picture of Grandpa that we brought on here? Do you want to see a picture of Grandpa?
I like omelets better than sex.
That's when he was. You can hardly recognize him in that. That's when he was much younger.
Your heart could not handle it for 5 minutes. He is a horrible person.
I told you, it wasn't just me saying it. He's a horribly racist person.
We're very nice African-American ladies yesterday, and the things that came out of his mouth, I said, don't. And he put his nasty, vile finger up my face, and you don't tell me how to act. I said, well, I don't know you. You horrible man.
He asked one lady yesterday, he goes, does your legs go up to your pussy? Whoa!
If I'm not vaping, I'm raping.
We've been exposed to this for years.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I am not one of the good ones. So
that is not true. He is definitely.
No, I think you are. I think you are one of the good ones. I hate to say that, but
I do too. But he is one of the good ones.
No, you have not seen me in close battles with the racists. I'm not one of the good ones.
That's true. But
I don't lose my temper, but I don't lose the battle either.
I think Slaptail is correct in his assessment. He says, "Oh, Auntie is kind of hot librarian look." Does that?
I gotta go call Cortez at work.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
you just scared her away.
John, actually, John, she is also an RN. We're not saying where.
Well, he's not an
But-
RN. He's an
he's an NP. He's a nurse practitioner. But
well, hey Steve, I'll text. Just send her my number, please.
I will not.
Don't send her my number, but you could forward one of my dick pics.
I'm coming for you. Jesus Christ, John, that's my aunt. I'm not. I'm coming for you. Nasty.
Butter
Christ.
me with Crisco and call me a mule.
I'm coming for you.
That's what I call strong division.
So you didn't get a chance to ask Auntie if the hot librarian reference is that complimentary? Do chicks like being called the hot librarian look?
That's
I don't know.
That is a very nice compliment.
I don't know. She's Ron's age, so I'm sure Ron would know.
And like I said, just pass my number on, and we'll be good.
Whoa.
That's actually, I think that's a universal compliment.
Yeah, I travel.
So do I have a hot librarian look about me?
Yeah, definitely.
Good times.
Hot like somebody threw hot grease on your face.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
Oh, yeah.
I will Dewey Decimal your ass right out of here.
Nothing hotter than the Dewey Decimal System.
What, Dewey, is that the guy's name, or is it just like a little wedge?
I think that was his name.
Because it feels like
I think it was an instruction thing. It's like Dewey. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that decimal's a little dewy.
Your Dewey's the size of a decimal.
Maybe it had seltzer on it from Sarah Seltzer. Little song.
I feel like GD today, by the way. I'm wearing one of my Steve comedy shirts.
Steve?
Well, I would never wear a Steve comedy shirt.
Well, no, you wear GD comedy shirts.
Steve who? Like Steve the guy from Jackass, Steve-O?
No, this was a shirt that I sold as merch that I actually sold a few of.
Wow.
What's it say? Steve? What? Steve the Sit Down Ortiz?
No, it just says Steve and then Steve Tillman comedy, which doesn't exist anymore.
Wow.
It's a throwback.
No, you're supposed to wear that on Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday, not Throwback Monday. Monday is throwback what you caught on Sunday.
You got it?
Did you tell her to go away?
Now, you know all the work I put into
What are you doing?
and preparing for these guests. I think it's highly disrespectful to not show up after I've put in so much research and hard work and preparing.
And all the cutting and the pasting.
Yeah.
You got to need some advice, man.
You heard the one about the two bulls? Not yet.
Not yet. But I'm about to.
Well, these two bulls are sitting on a grassy knoll overlooking a herd of Guernseys.
And one shot Kennedy on the grassy knoll.
We shot Kennedy.
Let's run down and fuck one of those cows. But the Papa Bull says, no, son. Let's walk down. Fuck them all.
Come on. That's me.
There's those two bulls in the grassy knoll. They're the ones that took out Kennedy.
I just got an email about a great offer. I have to share this offer with you guys. Ooh. Shall I?
Yeah. Sure.
I can't do it, can I? Window.
Are you a retard?
I am a retard. And this is why they sent me this. You want one?
Wow.
You want one, don't you?
Is that
absolutely not?
Is that toilet paper? I can wipe my ass with it?
It's a phone case. Yay.
Well, I'm gonna sell Trump toilet paper so you can wipe your ass on his face.
How much? When is just enough grifting? Where does the grifting end?
Come in.
No, it doesn't. Especially after that poll recently came out, and they're all excited about it. But it's like, you're not even 2 months in. What does this even mean?
And there's nobody in the Justice Department that's going to even call them on it. Hopefully, if the Democrats get Congress back, they can actually put a stop to some of this grifting. Maybe they can capture the money and give it to the poor, like me.
So I guess we have to come back to. You just brought up Democrats. We have to talk about politics again, don't we?
No, we don't
We
have
do.
to.
We have to because there is this thing that's
Oh
out
no,
now.
not a thing. Oh
A
my God.
poll, right? That
A
the
thing and a poll?
It's fine for a couple of days.
according to I think it's a CNN poll. The popularity of the Democratic Party is the lowest it's been since 1992. What 1992, 1996, and 2008, 2012, it was extremely high. The last time, Clinton and Obama. So you can't base it on times when it was most popular and say it's the least popular ever since we won by landslides. That's crazy. But so they're saying the popularity of the Democratic Party is 29% right now, and a lot of people are saying, "See, we got to abandon. We have to come up with a new." Democrats are saying we have to abandon the old party and start a new party. Like that's not the message here. The message here is you have to adopt Bernie's messaging, which is very popular among everybody, not me necessarily, but everybody in the country gravitates. Number wise, there's a big statistical favorability of Bernie's messaging. You have to adopt that messaging without the angry old man doing it. You got to have somebody else, somebody younger and less. Yeah,
you don't see
somebody less yelling at a cloud, get off my lawn type of stuff. That's a message. Not we have to just burn down the house and start over again.
Why not?
What, burn down the house and start over again?
Hmm?
No.
Yeah, but we're doing that now, and you can see how well it's going.
Yeah. Stephen refuses to make the show better. He's ignoring requests from listeners.
Yes, I am.
What was the request to bang your aunt?
Oh well, not quite that far, but within that realm.
Wow.
So,
and you wouldn't do that for a friend?
I honestly, honest to God, I'd hook my aunt up with John if he wasn't married and she wasn't married.
Wow.
I would, 100%. He's a really cool dude. He's got a big heart. He has a dark sense of humor, just like my aunt does.
That's not what gets the lady going.
And my uncle's a piece of shit, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, so.
So you're concerned about John's marriage? So yeah, I didn't know what happened.
No, but hold on.
That was one of the good ones.
but John is also married, and he has an absolutely beautiful wife. And
so could we
yeah,
get hooked up with John's wife? Would you hook me up with John's wife?
And where are these pictures for proof?
Listen, this isn't middle school. We're not passing around pictures of our girlfriends and wives to each other.
Why is John a comedian? That's what I want to know. He has this very good paying job as a nurse practitioner. First of all, why isn't he a doctor? Why don't you just go all the way and get your MD?
That is not his wife. Stop it.
What the fuck is that?
That is Jesus. That is Jesus as a baconator.
Why would you say that's Jesus? Where is the indication that might be Jesus?
Because it looks like the shroud. It looks just like the shroud of Turin.
Yeah, the thorns. It's AI bacon Jesus.
See?
AI bacon Jesus. Okay.
They use the shroud.
That sounds like something from Wendy's.
They use the shroud of Turin as their model. For Jesus.
I feel like I got up for nothing today. I could have slept. Right?
Well, I wouldn't say you got up for nothing. You probably had to change your drawers, right? Because you probably pissed yourself overnight.
I got to find out what happened to Sarah Seltzer. Why? What? You know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Are you impressed that I stopped myself from saying something I will?
No,
because at your age you could easily have forgotten.
Well, it comes off as cowardice now.
No, I think he just forgotten, and he's saying, "I knew I was going to say something." See the self-control I have? I didn't say what I forgot I was going to say.
No, I definitely remember what I was going to say, and if I were her and I heard what I was going to say, I'd be like, "You motherfucker! I'll come to your fucking house and chop your bald head off." That's what I would say to me if I were her for just thinking what I thought that I was going to say. But why isn't she here? That's totally disrespectful. I'm tired of these people booking. I told one of the publicists last week, like, what the fuck is with your authors just booking a show to promote their book? You make me jump through hoops, prepare this bucket for them, and then they don't show up. And
You
all
know how much research I did
it
on
was a
her
typical,
for this?
oh, you had a family emergency. I'm so sorry. Yeah, they always have a family emergency.
From now on, only book people who don't have families.
Hey, everybody, it's
Well, I feel like
that's right. What do you feel? You
Only
feel
book
you
See,
feel a dildo in your ass, but other than that,
if there wasn't so many podcasts in the world that people could jump on, I would say there has like a deposit system or something to get people to show up. Like,
you think there are so many podcasts you could just jump on?
well, because there's what 100 billion podcasts in the world.
But but that you could just jump on. That's the qualifier there. Most of them,
And some of them may not do authors. Some of them like have their niches. They
Well,
want
right. I mean,
and some of them
get
just
that,
don't have
but
guests. They don't do. A good portion of them don't have guests. They have.
yeah, no, I feel that, but I don't know. I just there's got to be something. Something's got to give.
Jump on it. Like I could just go jump on somebody's podcast today. Hey, I'm jumping on. No, that's like that guy that wanted to go with the Rev. We told him no. He got all offended.
Well, I mean, okay, I see what you're saying, but regardless of the situation, there's got to be something to get people to show up when they fucking schedule. Bullshit. Makes no sense.
Going on here with my text messaging. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, I'm like the most wanted painter since Bob Ross died.
Well, yeah, you're Knob Ross. Everybody wants a piece of you.
That's an XTC song. All of a sudden.
We should just end this early today. Just fucking bail out, right? There's no reason to continue with this nonsense, is there?
Yeah, you got to raise money for cancer.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck.
If we bail early, it's a known fact that all the donators will be between 11:05 and 11:27. That's where most of our donations will come in.
Well, when I've done these kind of things before, with the 2 podathons that I have done. By the way, John Pavaramo has a MS thing coming up next week where he's doing, I think, 98 hours of and he has what a guest list. I don't know. Maybe I should read his guest list.
Are we on it?
We're not on it. No.
What?
He disrespects in a big way. But when I have done these before, I set up a GoFundMe so we could keep track of how much money we were raising. Like for Andy's thing, we raised $30,000, and that was huge. But this, we have no fucking idea of how much money we're raising here, right? No fucking idea at all.
Let's put it this way: I have no money has come into my pocket, so
right, and it should, because then we could count it, because it would be an anomaly. It'd be like, what the fuck is this? There's money in his pocket, and we haven't even killed him yet.
And the Reverend is still upset the fact that he didn't get a chance to even try to do anything for yesterday for them, for the ASPCA, the mainstream mutts, and they're coming to take him away, haha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee haha, the funny bomb.
Ha ho.
Life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see this nice young man in the clean white coats because they're coming to take me away, haha.
Ha hee ho. Where's my John Palmer? Oh, here it is.
I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind and selfish loving deeds? Well, you just wait, they'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mainstream mutt. And
speak American.
Dystopia Tonight's 4th annual 24-hour live stream. I don't know why I thought it was 96 hours or something. March 26th through the 27th, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. Art Alexander from Everclear, Robin Wilson from Gin Blossom, Stephen Page from Bare Naked Ladies, Sean Mullins, Ken Block, Frank Turner, Wilderness, Retrofiles, George Calderon, Craig Northey, Emily Grove, Kids That Fly, Graham Parker, Jeremy Clyde, Marshall Crenshaw, Jonah Van Russell, Paul Reiser, Rita Rudner, Louis Black, Paula Poundstone, Robert Klein, Tommy Chong, Stephen Wright, Ricky Bird, Paul Schaefer, Steve Cropper, Colin McFray, Dee Dee Pfeiffer, Brian Ray, Judah Friedlander, Huey Lewis, Joanne Fillin, Tim Matheson, Beth Broderick, Cal Dodd, Mark Brazil, Bruce Valanche, Kathy Ladman, Ivan Decker, I don't know them, Wendy Lieber, Colin Hay from
all of those people in a 24-hour period.
Colin Hay from Men at Work, Charles Fleischer, who framed Roger Rabbit guy, Chuck Nice, Robert Smigel, Joe Starr, Jay Coggin, Dave Alvin. This is a fucking killer list.
This
Johnny
is all
Rabb.
in 24 hours?
Huh?
All in 24 hours?
All within 24 hours, like 15 minutes spots each. Subara Argawal, Gary Kroger, I don't know. Shelley Goldstein, Carol Montgomery, Madeline Smithers, Natasha Samurai, Rhonda Hansen. Oh, Rhonda Hansen, you know her. Vinny Nardiello, Sonia Vai, Rob Bartlett from the Imus Show, Alan Zebul from Saturday Night Live founders, Dan Pasternak, Jonathan Katz, Alan Harvey, Jimmy Tingle, Frank Santarelli, Tony V. That's Tony Viagra. How the fuck did he get in that?
Vagina.
How the fuck did Tony fucking Viagra get on that list?
I am not often a he's got to know somebody. He's got to know somebody.
Well, I think he begs people and shit like that.
Yeah, he definitely begs. Definitely.
Yeah, because from what from my dealings with him and stuff, he burns every bridge. So.
Yeah. So here's the deal, which is confusing to me. John has obviously some contacts. Supposedly, his manager, and he never names who this fucking manager is, does all the booking for him and has all these showbiz contacts. But I know some of those people, and it's very difficult to get them to do fundraisers on this channel, and we have, dare I say, 1,000 times more listeners and viewers than John does. John's very good. Don't get me wrong. He's very good. He's been on this program. I like him. He's a dear friend. But nobody watches. Nobody watches. Like when he did do a 96-hour thing, he raised $10,000. We raised $30,000 in 10 hours. I don't know. And those $10,000 came from like 3 or 4 high-dollar donors. But I just don't know how he gets all these fucking impressive people. I don't know. Good for him, though. I would like to do that kind of show. He won't invite me on that show. I would invite him. If I were doing one, he would be on it. That's, it's a one-way street. It's a one-way street. The street only runs one way.
Well, he asked me to be on it, and I said I will only do it if the other guys can be on the show as well.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Who asked you? What's his name?
Yeah, he asked me. He did.
Yeah.
What's his name? John. John.
What's his name?
Yeah, John. He asked me.
John what?
And I said I'm not going to do it without the other guys. I won't do it.
Why do you lie? It's why do you lie? That's the question. The real question. Why do you lie? All right, so we're raising.
Because sometimes I get tired of standing, so I have to lie.
All right, we're raising no money for American Cancer Society. I'm sure they appreciate the lack. We're actually losing them money. People are taking their donations back because of our presence here. Maybe we shouldn't do this the rest of the week.
Okay.
This is a terrible Monday morning. Terrible way to start a week. I thought we would be starting it with parades and green beer and just.
I don't touch that shit. I don't touch that shit.
I could use a beer. I really could use a beer, but not green beer.
I would like a beer, except for that's the carbs.
I don't like that background with my big fucking nose over here. When Stephen bailed out, you could see my big nose and big black mustache there. I gotta change that background.
When I
can't live with it.
Okay. It's the next cancer. It's the next cancer you got there. Be ashamed if something happened to it.
Yeah. Let's do this instead. That's better. All right, that's better. We got rid of my big black nose. I mean, my big black mustache and my big nose. You know, your nose is the one part of your body that never stops growing. Even it continues to grow even for a few hours after you're dead. Your nose continues to grow. Did you know that?
And also your hair. I think your fingernails.
Fingernails too, right?
I
Fingernails.
think fingernails. Probably toenails, but fingernails do. I don't know why toenails wouldn't.
But my nose is continuing to grow as we speak because I'm lying like Pinocchio.
Now, I was under the impression that somewhere I read that your eyes are the same size as when you were born as they are for the rest of your life, but they just move further apart.
They would be fucking huge, so
I know.
I don't know if that could be possible. I think that's a mistake.
What about ears? You think ears? No, that's. Let me see here.
Damascus edge knife. Hello, how are you? You are interested in this knife? No, I'm not interested in any knife, especially one called Damascus edge knife. If you want to.
Damascus edge knife. Say hello. Hello, Damascus. Hello, edge knife from Damascus.
Pop? Oh, that was
what's his name?
That was Steven popping, not
Larry King.
I thought it might be Sarah Silverman. No, Steven, why do you pop in to go black on us like that? Once you go black, you can never come back.
That's right, Steven. You know the rules. Your grandfather will stop loving you.
Yeah. It was,
now, Steven, you told your aunt I was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
That's
you know why? you know why you're one of the good ones?
Because I'm almost dead.
That's what I call schlong division.
I can't think of anything that would make you one of the good ones, to be honest with you. I'm trying to find something redeemable about you.
I gotta find a muted sound effect, something that would be good for when someone's on mute and talking.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, he's telling you to move the camera a little more towards the bed.
Yeah,
make sure the angle is a little better, and you got to get out of the shot, Steven. You're kind of ruining it. A little close up on the pillows, please.
Okay. And zoom in on the bathroom.
Yeah, and like turn off the lights behind the bed, and you need to have more lighting in front of the bed. Well, I mean,
right.
what are we, amateurs here?
That's exactly what this meant. Everything Ron said with that when I went like that, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You said a lot in that gesture.
3 paragraphs.
We'll do it in post.
3 paragraphs.
We'll fix it in post.
That's Matt. That's our Italian converging together all together.
That's funny because I actually forget that Ron's Italian until he reminds me.
Yeah.
Honestly, Ron, I forget you're Italian. I think you're like 100% trailer trash. I don't even think of you as being Italian.
All right, Sarah, be that way. You lost your chance to promote your book to at least 3 or 4 people today who probably care a little bit about Lilith Fair or whatever, Taylor Swift.
You're muted, Steven.
Yeah.
You're still muted.
You can see my wife on our website, Slaptail. Oh, I can't read this.
If I'm not vaping, I'm raping.
.com. Now, tell John, you should be on the program. You should come on the program and promote. Not that we are going to bring any new people anyway. Maybe
I invited him on the program. He told me to go fuck myself.
Oh,
no, that's not what he said.
Yeah, he should come on the program. I don't know anything about slaptail.com other than it's a podcast. 4 people. We've had one of the tail slappers on, right? But not John, not the main tail slapper. We should have him on. Why doesn't he come on? Steven, he's your buddy. Why don't you get him on? Come on. You do nothing. You sit on your ass all day. No wonder. I just want to say no wonder. No wonder you got kicked out of the Lutheran school. Everywhere you go because you're just a lazy fucking lump on the log.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me now?
No. What?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
What? Say it again.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
You muted, Steven. You muted. Oh, he's talking on his phone. That's what it is.
Oh, what are you calling? No, we can't hear you now. You're muted.
I think he's calling. I think he's calling the hospital about his dad.
Oh.
No, I thought it was the hospital. It was the bank. I hung up on him. Anyways, sorry. I don't know why my headphones are acting funny, but they are.
You want to call Slaptail right now. Call him up and get him booked. Get him booked for your, I don't know.
All right, hold on. Let me, I'm going to call, he might be at work.
Pals, like,
yeah, I think he's at work right now.
Hold on. I'm just going to call. If he doesn't answer, then he's at work.
Or he's been kidnapped by aliens.
Hold on, I'm calling.
Oh, look at that. He's answered. Come on, talk to him. I'm here. Was that him?
Hey, there he is.
Hey, John, you're live.
I've been instructed live to call you and book you.
You know I work all the time.
I know you work all the time. That's why I said if you don't answer, you're at work. So.
I'm just charting.
Oh, you're charting. He's charting.
Is that like going to the bathroom?
Do you normally chart on camera, or is this normally a private affair?
Yeah, no, I always have a camera on.
Oh, that's fair.
That's true. Yeah, no, I listen to you guys in between while I'm charting.
Oh, so he listens to us when he's in between doing important stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's not sharding. He's not sharding on.
I want to know.
There, he's on the show.
Yeah, I'm sharding right now.
Probably delayed.
Some people
Oh, hey.
sharding.
What does he think about Steven's aunt?
He said
he's the one who wanted to hook up with her, right?
Yeah, kind of hot librarian look.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty being related to Steven.
Thanks, man. We got good genes, asshole.
I'm not sure this is the best logical way to get somebody on the show.
All right, buddy. We're gonna let you go since you're at work, but I'll talk to you later, man.
You guys are lovers, aren't you?
I make friends. What can I say?
No, you're lovers. That's not. I didn't say friends. You're lovers.
Speak
American. I mean, that might change when we go to West Virginia for the Mothman Festival.
Then you can seal the deal.
I want to know why he doesn't become a doctor. Why did he stop at nurse practitioner? Why
for a lot of
ran out of money. Ran out of money.
For a lot of people, it's cost. I know for some people, it's I don't know. For a lot of people, I know it's cost. It's a Dr. Light thing. I mean, it's still expensive to do, but.
Is this just like some ruse to get away to West Virginia? And when you talk about the Mothman, is when John comes out of the shower with just a towel around his waist and he chalks your wheels. And he's like, "It's time to pay, Steven. It's time to pay."
You know what? That could be the case. And I mean, you know what? I am single now, so that's fair.
I've had nothing but bad experiences in West Virginia. I have nothing good to say about the state. Especially
Ron, the reason why they call it Mothman, because that's the sound it makes when it's in your mouth.
I thought Mothman was North Carolina.
Virginia.
Yeah. It's like West Virginia, Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh area.
Blue Ridge Mountain stuff. That's where
Mountain Mama. Take me home. Mothman Road.
Yeah,
take me home, Mothman Road, to the place you were born. I don't know. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. I'm here all week.
West Virginia,
I don't think
not
you are
your mama.
I don't know. So I got a better job, and they know about my situation, so I start the 24th.
Yeah. Oh, next Monday.
Yeah, so next Monday. I asked them to give me this week.
They know
for my
about
dad.
the situation. They know you got caught diddling kids at the juke.
No, that is not a thing that has happened.
He never got caught. He never got caught.
No, there's nothing to catch. There's nothing to catch.
So, I tried to defend you by saying you never got caught. You were like, no.
Yeah, no, I never got caught.
Yeah.
Right?
No, there's nothing to catch me doing because I don't do it. What is that?
What's that? That's Steven's aunt?
No.
I think that's his grandfather.
Rise up.
Now I know why Steven's dad hates black people.
See, that's the same problem I have with my black canvases, though. Those reflections she had on her ass cheeks.
Yep. I remember. I saw
Maybe
it.
I should go with the white canvas and just forget that whole black is beautiful thing.
Hey.
All right.
And to think that I had you in my will.
What happened to your mic just now? Did you swallow it like Willie's dad swallowed?
Oh no!
No, I thought my mic was resting on my chin.
Oh. All right. What a disappointment of a show this has been.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. We've had worse shows, but I mean, I thought.
Steven, is that your grandfather with the help?
That could be. That could be, and yeah, that could be, man.
He's not donating to the American Cancer Society, is he?
No, he's trying to donate to the NAACP.
I think he just donates to black women.
I think, yeah, Ebony.
Yeah.
I guess I'll move along. I will. I don't. Do I even bother writing to this woman and girl, say person, and saying what happened? Why?
If you actually want her on, sure. Or if you're just curious as to why people keep doing it, also
why
yes.
Why you no show on me? Because I said the word cunt in the first 5 minutes of the program, or even 30 seconds.
Most women that come on our show end up really having a good time on our show. So
this
I don't
girl looks
understand.
like she's having a good time on our show.
God damn.
You know what she?
No, I'm the perfect height to eat her ass.
Well, I was just gonna say, or get farted out of space.
Welcome to Minucci's.
She looks like she's ready to like fart somebody into the atmosphere. That's what
I would take, dude. I would take that fart like a bong hit. I swear to God, or
really. Your whole generation is messed up with this anal.
I know, it is. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm fine with it.
You understand it, fart.
Matt, okay. First of all, I'm 100% kidding when it comes to the fart thing. I'm very sensitive to smell. That's the reason I don't do old folks' homes. I can't do it. I can't do kennels. I can't do things like that because of the smell. I will throw up instantly. So no.
I quit a job because of a shit. Well, it was a beach attendant thing, like a beach house, and it was like a senior citizens day, and they brought like busloads of fucking old people. And then they all went into the men's room at once and all had diarrhea at once, and the whole fucking dementia people wiping shit on the walls and stuff. And then I got a sign to clean it up, and I said, "Fuck you, I quit." And I'm not doing that.
That's horrible.
I don't get paid
enough.
enough.
The hose in and just hose down the walls and everything, and hope it goes down the drain.
No, you have to burn down the building at that point. Yeah.
So, real quick, John's response to why not become a doctor, very short and sweet. Real nurses don't become medical doctors. Nursing is who we are. I have a master's and a doctorate, so I am a doctor of nursing. So basically, long story short, is he prefers to do the actual work, not just sit there and say what's wrong and make other people go do everything.
I'm talking about the house in Beverly Hills with the doctor house versus the nurse practitioner. I know several nurse practitioners. They don't live in Beverly Hills in the big mansions. The doctors do. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, but I think along the lines though, he's right though. Is like most nurses do so much more work than the doctor does. It's ridiculous.
Who the fuck wants more work? See, that's what I'm talking about.
MDs. He's not MDs, but he's a real nurse. He served our country as the military. He likes to take care of people.
Wait. I thought he was a real comedian, and then
he's also. I mean, you have to have a sense of humor to be both in the military and be a nurse.
Understood, man. I'm not. You're missing the point here. To be a comedian requires time. Doctors who don't have who sit on their ass, according to this theory, will have the time to work on their comedy. Nurses who are working or full all the time have less time to work on their comedy. You have to choose what you want to do in life. Right?
Yeah, but when you're a nurse, you interact with more people, so you can practice your comedy more. See, doctors don't see that many patients as
also as a nurse, being that he's employed, he's also got way more flexibility and benefits than, let's say, him having to run a doctor's office or a medical medical firm, you know, constantly all the time. So, and he travels a lot. I mean, he gets a lot of time to do comedy and travel. So, I mean,
And
he
when
seems to have a good balance with it.
And when the doctor has his,
you're saying nurses work their ass off. They're constantly working. Doctors sit on their ass, and then you say, well, doctors can't do it because they're running an office, and he's got time to travel around.
It depends.
None of that is consistent. Be consistent. Is all I'm saying. Be consistent.
Well, it depends on what kind of doctor you are. If you're an emergency room doctor, your schedule is going to be a lot more hectic than if you're a family practitioner. That's going to be a lot different than if you're an oncologist. Just like nursing. If he's a nurse in a doctor's office, that's going to be different than a nurse in an ER or in post-op or pre-op. So I mean, yeah, it all varies.
Yeah,
or a traveling nurse even.
Yeah, you get a lot of money, and you can also do gigs while you're out of town.
And what about doctors and nurses in Flint, Michigan?
Without borders.
They do.
You want to bring up Flint, Michigan? Let's go. Let's go down to Flint, Michigan.
Don't do it.
Rabbit hole. Somebody on the Grand Funk Railroad reel said, "I'm from Flint, Michigan, and we grew up idolizing Grand Funk Railroad. They were the best rock and roll band ever." Now this is the water speaking. Like, this guy drank some really fucking poison water, made him think Grand Funk Railroad was the greatest rock band ever. They were okay for. Listen, maybe.
Well, they did. Look, nobody did the Locomotion like they did.
Well, that was a cover of who Little Eva did the original one, right?
Yeah, I think they have done it a little bit. I think Little Eva did it better, but I think they did it best.
Turned her on like 4 times. That story about how they came to do the Locomotion, and he was just goofing around. He was just dancing around on his dopey little farm there, making fun of the song. And Don Brewer's like, "Wow, it sounds pretty cool. We should cover it." But he tells that story every fucking time you talk to him. But no,
I talked to him yesterday. He never mentioned it. Not once did he mention it.
You talked to
him?
The
only thing he wanted to talk about was how great I am. And I had to stop him. I said, "Look, tell me a story about the Locomotion." And he's like, "No, I want to talk about."
Why do you lie? Why?
What?
Why do you lie?
Because sometimes I get tired of sitting and standing, and that's the only other option.
That's not the only other option. You could stand on your head.
That's still standing.
No, it's not.
You know, like Elton John says, that's still standing. Elton John says that.
Right.
That's still standing, even if it's on your head.
Go rub my balls on your face, Elton. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. That was inappropriate. I apologize for that there. And I definitely want to apologize to the American Cancer Society. Look, American Cancer Society, 1 in 5 colorectal cancer diagnoses are in people 54 or younger. So, Stephen, get your anus checked out. Ron, 54 or younger. I think you're right on the anal cusp, as they say, the cusp of your anus. Get your cusp checked out. GD, you're in the clear. You're old. You're way too old to get colorectal. Right?
No, that I am. I have outlived my cancer.
All right. We should end this fucking nonsense. I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, Ron, play our exit music.
I was thinking maybe that's a better way to end. What's the name of that song? What is that?
Blue Recorder.
Give me your best and hardest. Give me
Oh yeah, there's not it.
your best and hardest.